Clay Harris, who you were just talking about, creeping in the top 10 there.
Yeah, and again, the 6 races out of the now 11, the first 3 nights next week at East Bay, not points races. So that means after tomorrow night, and the weather looks great. Hey, come on out. If you can't make it tonight, come on out tomorrow night and join us here, and let's pack the house. Next Thursday at East Bay, they can start dropping their worst finishes because that'll be the 7th race of the points counting possibilities. Ben Shelton, down to you.
Yeah, I was just going to talk about how unique this racetrack is for both drivers and crews. Talking to them, it gets so slick out here. They don't really grade this racetrack. In fact, I don't think they grade this racetrack at all, to be honest. They go out, they sheep's foot it, they water it, they sheep's foot it, vice versa, and they get it ready. And what it makes is as the night goes on, it turns into one of the slickest surfaces you will find anywhere. And just a foot, one direction or the other, maybe even half a foot, could be the difference in a second a lap. Talking to some of these teams, it's a very fascinating racetrack, and this place races really, really well. One thing that we've seen time and again, if you've got a good car, you can go forward in these races. If you got a bad car, you're going to go back in a hurry. 49 cars to get in the pit area. Realistically, probably 20, 25 of them have a chance of going to Lucas Oil Victory Lane. Time trials are going to be very important, but even better, for 50 laps, and that's the distance of tonight's 12,000 win main event, you better have a good handling car, or you could find yourself down a lap early.
Yeah, we got several drivers back with us tonight that were at Golden Isles, including, talked to Jackson Heiss earlier. He had his backpack on when he came in. He just got out of high school here a while ago. He drove over here from Ocala. He's a junior in Ocala. And Trey Mills back with us here tonight as well. And Chris Madden. And then we got some first-timers. Joseph Joyner at the front for the first time this year, DJ.
Absolutely. Well, let's take a look at your E3 Spark Plugs upcoming schedule with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. See what's coming up next. Of course, we're right back here at All-Tech Raceway, again, just south of Lake City, Florida tomorrow night. And then starting Monday, James, the final Winter Nationals at East Bay Raceway Park. 6 straight nights of racing action. And then we wrap up the month of February with that Lucas Oil High Limit doubleheader back at Golden Isles. We'll then move on to Atomic, Brownstown, Georgetown, Hagerstown, and not on the screen, Port Royal right after that. A lot of great events coming up. We're coming to your neighborhood. Make sure you check out the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series.
Again, 49 cars entered here tonight at All-Tech. The 604s will be coming up first tonight for their hot lap session. And we'll have that coming up with Joe Kelly and our new friend Austin. Austin, are you about ready here? All right.
He's ready.
They're going to be coming up, the 604, the Jet Concrete. Not the Union Local Jets or the Hauser Jets. It's just the Jet Concrete 604 Late Model Hot Laps coming up next. You're watching the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series Winter Nationals from All-Tech Raceway here in Lake City, Florida on MAV TV on Flow Racing.
Protect the Harvest was created to defend and preserve American freedoms and to support farmers, ranchers, outdoor enthusiasts, and animal owners. Protecting agriculture, protecting our rights, our traditions, our rural way of life. Protecting America. To get involved, please visit our Facebook page or protecttheharvest.com. Support us by donating today. Protect the Harvest is a nonprofit 501c3 corporation registered in Missouri.
Dave Pensky's Performance Parts has been serving the Ohio River Valley and racers from all across the country since 1978, and they are the home to Hoosier Tire, Ohio Valley, and Octane Race Products. Stop in and shop all of the nation's top brands, including Winner's Performance, Willwood Brakes, Bill Stein Shocks, Hyperco Springs, Maxima Race Oils, Impact Safety Equipment, along with hundreds of others. You can also visit Dave Pensky's Performance Parts online at Pensky.com as we ship UPS and truck freight daily. Dave Pensky's Performance Parts, serving the Ohio River Valley and racers all across the country since 1978.
Race fans, Dirt Draft is your #1 fantasy racing app. Play along with hundreds of events each year featuring the biggest stars in series and racing. Draft your team each race night and compete against hundreds of fans across the country. Or start your private league to battle your friends for the ultimate bragging rights. Accumulate points each race night and cash those points in for top prizes from the biggest brands. Sign up today and learn more at dirtdraft.com or download a Google Play or the App Store. Dirt Draft, your fantasy racing edge.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Dixie Chopper Winter Nationals here at All-Tech Raceway, presented by E3 Spark Plugs. As pre-race is just about wrapped up, we should have, I believe, the 604s in the staging lane for their hot lap session. What is it, James? It's the Jet Concrete.
The Jet Concrete
604s, right?
Yes, I believe we've got how many, Joe? 40?
We were close to 40.
40 entrants here tonight,
including the fastest ponytail.
Yeah, guys.
Freddie Carpenter here tonight. Yep. Are you there, Joe?
I am. I'm trying
Good to see
here.
you.
We got you. Good to have
Kyle
you.
McFadden with us tonight as well, ladies and gentlemen, up here joining us in the booth.
So, guys,
my spotter the other night. Thank you, Kyle.
Looks
Appreciate
like 37.
37, okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, when you got Freddie Carpenter, we'll see what he can do here tonight. There you see the field. There's the Hoist B5, Brandon Shepard.
Hoist IV level hydration. You nailed it. You nailed it the other night. I was very proud of you.
This late breaking news, 3 BMF chassis cars.
Yes.
In Earl Pearson Jr., Tanner English, and Corey Hedgecock is here today as well.
You said BFE the other day. I was laughing. I was laughing from the condo. It was great. You're the GOAT, my friend. My tongue trips over my brain more times than I care to mention.
I actually talked to Corey about that right before I came to the infield, and he said, "Hey, as long as he's talking about me and he's close, I'm going to go with it." Guys, they said they've got almost 24 of those race cars. They got to get back home and build. They're going to see how today and tomorrow go. If it goes well here, they may go to East Bay. Otherwise, they might head back home. He said they're about 40 engines behind right now with Eagle Engines. His family also owns Eagle Racing Engines, so it's a good time to be a Hedgecock back in Loudon, Tennessee, between the chassis and the motor business.
Yeah, and I'm sure his mom's watching tonight. His mom had heart surgery last week, so hopefully she's doing okay. But Corey Hedgecock to East Bay, gotta happen.
I mean,
it's
got to happen. So I tell you what, though, he won the Powell Family Memorial here back in October, I believe. Actually, it was $28,000, and I was giving him a hard time in the pit area. I said, I didn't know you unloaded at Alltech for less than $28,000. He said, well, tonight, honestly, he said, if I can get into the show, obviously that's the biggest goal. A top 10 would be a win for our team. But man, I tell you what, he put on a show back at that 604 race, winning $28,000 late last year in the Powell Family Memorial.
How about Chad Tootin? He last year was second in the National Late Model Series points, his first race in a super late model. Now, he's been around a while, but the reason he didn't run last weekend, they had a baby. He said, I'm 40 years old.
Yeah, just had a baby.
He's a man.
Had a baby. Good
He's a man.
for him.
He's 40.
Good for him.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's good to see him out here. And you talked about Seth Zacharias out of Oswego, New York. Made his debut in a super late model last night. The 19-year-old. He's been racing since he was 5. And they're going to run about a dozen late model races this year. They're sticking around here to run with Brett Deo in the Short Track Super Series. The event's coming up here at Alltech. They've got that big block unloaded in the pit area. So, guys, it's cool to see some fresh faces. Chase Younghen's first event down here at Speed Weeks as well. And a lot of guys down there as we've got cars making their way onto the speedway.
Absolutely. It's just about time for Dirt Draft Hot Laps for the Jet 604s. And with that in mind, we'll send it over to the dynamic duo of Joe and Austin, who will be calling the 604s here tonight and tomorrow, as well as the Crown Vics. Guys?
Well, thank you, guys. I don't know about dynamic duo, and you guys talked a little bit about the BMF chassis. There's actually another brand new BMF car in the house here tonight. The number 8 this weekend for Mark Whitener, a brand new BMF, made it to the racetrack last night, Austin. They just wrapped the race car down there today. So not a lot of time for the Magic Man in a number 8 car. And the 8 car this weekend is in honor of the passing to his late uncle, Stevie Whitener. And so this weekend we'll see the Magic Man in car number 8. So, Austin, how's it feel to be back? I mean, the last thing you did was an awards banquet. So how's it feel to be back?
It feels great to be back. I was having racing withdrawals, if we're being honest. I think I got one race in last month in Volusia. So to be back in the booth with you, this is great. We got 604 late models presented by Jet Concrete on the track. Looking at this roster we have tonight, Joe, you know, a lot of our local favorites are here, but we got guys from all up and down the East Coast joining us here for the Steve Whitener Memorial.
Yeah, you know, I spent a little time down at East Bay last week, about 2 weeks ago, for the Crate Racing USA races down there, and it really, I think it made a difference on some of the drivers that are attending here this weekend. And we're going to do some hot laps here. We're going to give these 37 cars hot laps, and they'll get a little feel for what's going on. And then tonight, something different for us here at All-Tech Raceway. We don't typically hot lap qualify, but that's what we're doing here tonight. The hot lap qualifying will kind of set the stage for the heat races, which will take place here a little bit later on. And some really interesting, just an interesting group of drivers here, as you mentioned, Austin. They're from all over the place. Right now, Nevin Gainey at the top of the board, and he's a hometown hero right here in Fort White, Florida. Jason Lyles from Cochran, Georgia. Then Dave Loudon is here. Ken Lemrick. So Ken Lemrick in the 5L. Tyler Clem is here in the CO2. He's on the Speedway as well. And Cody Stevens is in the house. Colton Troll. That's what we're going to call him right now, but you know I call him Colton Troyer, and that's what his dad told me to call him, but it spells out Trool, doesn't it, or Truly. So, Austin, I'll tell you, we've just got a quick hot lap session right there for a group of cars, 10 in that group, and as they hot lap here tonight, they will stay in that group all night long. That's how they'll heat race and everything else. That's the typical format here. And some of these drivers have really been good here. How about Tyler Clem? He was a winner here earlier this season in the CO2. So nice to see him back here at All-Tech Raceway.
Yeah, first time he brought that car out, he looked pretty sporty in it. Went to victory lane, brought it back for the Powell Memorial, and came up just short in that race to Corey Hedgecock, but led quite a bit of that race as well. As Group 1 is finished up, we're going to roll into Group 2 now. Nevin Gainey here in the Kryptonite car out of Fort White, Florida. How about our buddy Arthur Conquest making his return from my hometown of Bronson?
You know, Arthur's career is it's spread across the years, not only with circle track racing, but also mud trucks. He likes racing mud trucks as well. Him and his whole family, they kind of get into the mud truck thing. But nice to have Arthur back here with us this weekend. And there's Hunter Peacock. He's a previous winner here this weekend. He's driving for Terry and Therese Rye in car number 16. That's a Barry Wright icon. And you got to keep your eyes on that driver here this weekend. Hunter showed up here one time and had never raced at All-Tech Raceway, and showed up and won the race. And it was the Harvey Jones Memorial, a $10,000 to win event. There's the 555, 13-year-old driver out of Ellenville, New York, Brock Pinkerus. They call him Bam Bam, Bam Bam Pinkerus. Fresh off a win over at Volusia Speedway during the Sunshine Nationals.
Yeah, I was there that night. Never heard of the kid, but man, he impressed me. Drove it up, started up towards the front, drove to the lead, didn't look back from there, took the win. So we'll see how he adapts here. First time at All-Tech, as right now, looks like Nevin Gainey at the top there in that 17G.
Yeah, Nevin still at the top of the board here. We're going to keep an eye on these. These guys are just kind of get a feel for the racetrack. A lot of the drivers that are here, that are visitors, first-time attendees, they didn't quite understand that the track would be ready to go when they rolled out on it. They were like, well, you mean we don't have to, we don't have to pack the track or anything like that? No, typically not. The track crew here puts a lot of work into the speedway, so Wendell Durntz and his crew, great job by them, and the driver's able to roll right out and get going. So third group, Jason Lyles will be in this group. Joe Belkey in that Warrior race car here on probably the third or fourth trip out for that race car here at one of his favorite tracks, All-Tech Raceway. We'll have to see how Joe does. Then keep an eye on him. There's the 1G. That's the Warrior house car, the Ocala Restaurant Supply. Tanner English, I believe, behind the wheel of that car here tonight, and you're getting a look at him on your screen. Love the Indian on the front of that race car. There's Mark Fleischer in the top shelf trailer ride, the 18D, the BGR Speed Shop. Keep your eyes on him as well this weekend. He's looking for a good showing with his Rocket XR1. Car number 49 you're seeing on your screen right now. That's the 49R of Kyle Lear out of Severna Park, Maryland.
Yeah. We got
So,
guys from all over here tonight. We have a guy from Delaware. I didn't know people lived in Delaware.
what did you think happened there?
I don't know.
People live there. Bubba Rolling, the 515, our 602 late model track champion, the 515 out on the speedway right now. Here we go, folks. Around the big half mile here in Ellisville, Florida, All-Tech Raceway. We're glad that you can join us. Hey, if you're local, get on out to the speedway this weekend. The weather is beautiful here for the first running of the Stevie Whitener Memorial for the 604 late models. There's the Langenfelder Mechanical Group, car number 10 of Joseph Joyner. Behind him in a brand new BMF D8 car, the Magic Man, Mark Whitener. There's the number 10 on your screen.
Whitener looks like Joseph Joyner.
Yeah.
Right up there in front of him.
Yes.
Glad to have Joseph here. He's doing double duty tonight. He's going to be running the Super as well.
Yes, that's a lot of fun and a lot of work. He's got a pretty good team back there. Those guys do a good job together.
How about Fast Freddy on our screen right now? Freddie Carpenter out of West Virginia.
Did you get a chance to go talk to him?
I have not. I saw him in the driver's meeting.
Yeah.
So
nice to have him here in the Kryptonite house card for Freddie Carpenter. So 3 groups complete. Well, you know what? That's our 4th group right there. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. That's.
Oh, that was all of it?
There's more. No, we got
okay.
more.
Okay.
We've got more. Got more for you. The 86 car. Yeah. The 86 car. Cody Jett.
Yes.
How about that?
Yep.
Crew chief / driver and
sponsor.
The title sponsor for this event here, Cody Jett.
Yeah, and those guys,
86.
they do such a great job supporting local racing, sponsoring us here up at Needmore and elsewhere. Pat, Kurt, even Cody. Got a pretty good asphalt program going.
They have a really good asphalt program going. They really do. And just a great racing lineage. Everybody in the family loves racing. We're glad to have them on board here at All-Tech Raceway. And car number 17 on the speedway right now, that's Jeff Smith out of Chatsworth, Georgia. One of the sponsors on Jeff Smith's car this weekend is North Georgia Speedway. So be sure, folks, if you're sitting at home right now and you have your smartphone in your hand, check out North Georgia Speedway. They're sponsoring Jeff Smith's trip down here. He's trying to help promote the racetrack, and we're trying to do our best to help that along. Kyle Van Sickle in the 3K. There's Tim Swartz in car number 31. Swartz from over in the Ormond Park area there. And a brand new master built, first time on the speedway. There's Mr. Van Sickle in the Van Sickle Machine Shop, Stover Sales, car number 3K. Van Sickle looks good on the speedway here. And right behind him was the car of number 31 of Swartz. So Ivan Lloyd looks like to be at the top of the board right now. Car number 21 driving for Joe Kump. The 20G behind him and the 8 of Whitener.
Oh, and Joe, our friend Missing Data did make it.
Yeah, Missing
24th.
So he did show up, and why hasn't somebody come up with a Missing Data shirt? It's the only driver that's at every racetrack across the United States any night that we race. He's always there. How does he make it? Where's he get? Who sponsors his fuel? That's what I want.
I've seen him run 2 cars at the same time.
Well,
that's just impressive. So
it's amazing. I don't know how he does it. He's very talented, and I want to meet this guy. He's one of the few drivers that I would really like to have his autograph.
We'll see if he can get the win tonight. He needs to pick up the pace, though.
Yeah, Missing Data, they go to the pay window, and he's not on there, right? All right, guys. Ivan and Lloyd, 20.889. How about that, Dustin? The legendary Chubb Gunter, second.
Not Chubb Frank.
Not Chubb Frank, nor Greg Gunter.
It is Chubb Frank Gunter's honey, yes.
Oh, man. Thank you, guys. All right, 49, Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series cars. Tiffany, well, let's see. They're getting ready to roll them out here. They're going to roll them around here.
They're going to put them in the infield, I believe.
We're bringing them out for hot laps.
Oh, that's right. It's not. I was ready to qualify. I've been gone so long. I'm trying to get rid of.
I was ready for All-Star Performance Time Trials, but we have Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Make your picks tonight.
Welcome back, DJ James. If you could help him, he's new. So if you could help him.
I still got Thunderstock results on my live timing and scoring. So
Listen, some of these meds I'm on, it's really hard to tell what I may say tonight. So
you're doing fine. What was the name of that pharmacy or that place you went to?
The Recharge Clinic.
And in the back of it, they had it's like a Halloween warehouse with fireworks, or what was that? The Recharge Clinic.
The Recharge Clinic in Ocala. Yes.
They have a website or a Facebook page. We can everybody like that. You saw Augie Bertram down there.
I did. I did.
For his efforts.
Augie got me hooked up with.
You were hoping to see a nurse practitioner, but then you ended up seeing Mr. Clean. Is that what he looked like?
That was about it.
All right.
I didn't care what he looked like as long as he made me feel better, because I much like Ben said on the drive home the other day, I really thought that my visitation was going to be coming up here pretty soon.
That's sad. All right, Tyler Bruning there in the number 16 car, the Bruning Rock Products Truck Country Entry, out of Decorah, Iowa, back with us for the first time since Golden Isles in that 16 car here in Group A Hot Laps with the Lucas Oil Labeled Dirt Series. Making his Speed Weeks debut, he was out at Vado for the Wild West Shootout, the Young Hands Discount Liquor Shop Quick. Number 18 of Chase Young Hands out of Manhattan, Kansas in 18. Behind him, the 93. Hopefully making a bid for the O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year out of Hanover, Pennsylvania. That is Corey Lawler. Corey Lawler in 93, DJ. You may handle it. You're doing wonderful.
You take it. Limited reps.
The 93. And then behind him, the Nutranex Solutions ASC Warranty 49 out of Blairsville, Georgia. 3-time Lucas Oil champion. That is Jonathan Davenport. And behind him, in the James Ratliff 18D. And the JR Motor Sales MGL Auto Sales 18D, that is James Ratliff-owned car driven by Dalton Wilson, the 157, the Truck Country Bruning Rock Products Entry. Out of Winfield, Tennessee, that is Mike Marlar. Mike Marlar in the 157. Also in this group, the 25 car, the Capital 25 house car, that is Tony Jackson Jr. out of Lebanon, Missouri. The 128 out of Neosho now. Neosho, Missouri, formerly out of Diamond, Missouri, that is Kylan Garner. Kylan Garner. In this first group of hot laps, Dirt Draft hot laps for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series.
Don't forget, if you've not yet done so, set those DirtDraft.com fantasy lineups. So we have the internal, Dirt Draft group. I'm leading the group, James. It turns out that it's a lot easier to set your lineup when you're watching from home.
That is awesome.
Than it is being at the racetrack.
Did you use Rigsby's password, by the way?
I know your password. I didn't know your password. There is
the track record, by the way, DJ 16645.
We are not
by Devin Moran. We're way off of that, but Mike Marlar 20.320, DJ.
Yeah, he is the fastest driver thus far in Dirt Draft Hot Laps. His teammate Tyler Bruning second quick in that Dirt Draft Hot Lap session with a 28.36.
Mike Marlar currently 7th in the championship point standings. Again, get tonight and tomorrow night in. That'll give us 6 races, and then starting next Thursday at East Bay, we can start throwing out your worst finisher or replacing your worst. And on through the rest of East Bay, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and in the final 2 at Golden Isles. All right, group number 2 on the track. Got it back together. Double nickel 79 for Billy Hicks. That is Donald McIntosh. Donald McIntosh out of Dawsonville, Georgia, in car number 79. Behind him, in the middle of the back straightaway here, that is the 51 car making his super late model debut, second in last year's national late model points. Chad Tootin out of Blackshear, Georgia, DJ.
He's in the Boswell Oil Company, Pierce Industrial Tire, Innovative Land Solutions sponsored entry, the 2022 National Late Model Series champion. He'll be followed out by the driver, the Franklin Enterprises 44. The Henderson Amusement Dryden Millwood Plumbing sponsored entry is driven by Chris Madden out of Great Court, South Carolina, second in last year's World of Outlaws point standings. And there is the 4-time World of Outlaws champion, the Hoist IV Level Hydration sponsored Shepherd Riggs Racing, I-Beam Steel Doors, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Realtree, Copeland Farms, American Racing, UNOH, Riggs Drilling Solutions sponsor B5, Brandon Shepard, Garrett Alberson on the racetrack, the Mesilla Valley Transportation, Rumor Heating and Cooling sponsored number 58. There's the 99B of Rick Boone Briggs on the racetrack out of Bear Lake, Pennsylvania. A few other drivers, the 75 O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year candidate Daniel Adam out of Wade, North Carolina. And I believe we've got one other driver on the
Jackson Heiss, is he out there?
We do have Jackson Heiss, yes, the Ocala, Florida driver, a winner last year at Neatmore Speedway in the H&R powered Black Diamond race car, the Triple Crown Trailers, Quality Services, Roofing Integra Shock sponsored number 388.
Jackson had to get out of homeroom. to make it down here to Alltech again. He lives in Ocala. Out of the ballpark the other night at Golden Isles. Moving right back down the field. There's Brandon Shepard right now, currently 5th in the Big River Steel chase for the championship points presented by ARP. Garrett Alverson, by the way, is 8th in points. That nice looking orange and black B5 Shepherd Riggs Racing entry. Randall Edwards, the crew chief on that, is Chris Madden at 19.970, 19970, fastest so far in Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Who says hot laps don't pay? Well, they do in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, because there'll be a cash award to the driver with the most Dirt Draft Hot Lap fast times. That will be at our awards banquet coming up later in 2024. Devin Moran, he was the Dirt Draft Hot Lap fastest the other night. How about the 8 car? I keep wanting to say Kyle Strickler. That still looks like Kyle.
Well, the font on the 8 is very similar, right?
The font, yes.
The similarly fonted number 8.
The Sonic number 8. Out of Missouri, that is Dylan McCowan, last year's Lucas Oil MLRA Rookie of the Year. There's another driver right here trying to run for the O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year chase this year in the Lucas Oil Series in the Plum Crazy Plumbing. Right, Smith Speed, number 17 double-S, that is Brendan Smith. Brendan Smith out of Dade City, Florida, and his father, Sean Smith's car. And one of the 2 stack cars, both of them's running tonight. Kylan Gardner, this is Chris Hawkins in the double down number that's USA 1, Neosho, Missouri.
Have you been to Neosho, Missouri?
No.
You should.
I've been to the Osho, Missouri, which has been Lucas Oil Speedway, and he's won many times there, hasn't he?
It's no Adrian, Missouri, though, DJ. I think we know that.
That's exactly right.
How about Ross Robinson, Rick Eckerd, and Amanda Whaley Robinson turning the wrenches on that 7 car, and he's been fast all speed weeks. Had that unfortunate got in the wall, flat tire the other night in car 7. Ross Robinson out of Georgetown, Delaware. In that Stokely Materials. There's the Big River Steel, Hooker Trucking, Goldman Farms, 20 IT, current points leader. He is the Midway Sheet Metal points leader. That is Ricky Thornton Jr. out of Martinsville, Indiana.
Yeah, you talked about Stacked Racing Products out there. Shout out to my good friend Shane McLaughlin, who started Stacked Racing Products there in just outside of Zanesville, Ohio. Originally started basically as plastic quarter panels on race cars, and it just expanded from there. Stacked, you saw them again on the side of Chris Hawkins' car. Chris and Kylan Gardner, they're actually dealers for Stacked now. The business has grown so much. Shane not just doing it in Nashport, Ohio. Stacked Racing Products has several dealers across the country now, and that business has just really taken off. You see look at the Dirt Draft leaderboard there on the left side of your screen. Joseph Joyner, currently the fastest driver in this session of Dirt Draft Hot Laps, James, with a 20.203.
The Langenfelder Mechanical number 10. The 19M, the JCM Motorsports entry for Colton Miller. Spencer Hughes, his new ride this year, 20.533 second. Then Ricky Thornton Jr. at 657. So still Chris Madden here in Dirt Draft Hot Laps at 19.970. Hunt the front. Joseph Joyner, first race of the year, right? He's been running Crown Vics and 4 cylinders. What else? He's crates. I don't know. He's been running a ton of stuff. Here's Tyler Erb, 10th the other night after a runner-up finish at Ocala. Right now, 6th in the championship points. He's in the best performance, Anthony's Pizza. First-class septic bulk material lift number 1 out of New Waverly, Texas. We mentioned we've been coming here since 2020. Jonathan Davenport won back then. Kyle Larson in 2021. And then we had Jimmy Owens and Brandon Shepard in 2022. And then last year, Ricky Thornton Jr. There is Jason Rounds, BMF for Lucas Oil Products, number 46, 4-time series champion out of Jacksonville, Florida. That is Earl Pearson Jr., currently 15th in the points. And the 11 making his Lucas Oil debut this year in that capital car out of Rome, Georgia. That is driven by Austin Smith. Austin Smith in car 11.
One of the Austin Smiths. There's 2 Austin Smiths from Georgia.
And they're both from Rome, Georgia.
And they both drive an 11.
Yep. How about this young man, Clay Harris?
I mean, just what a start to the year for Clay Harris. Was so close at Ocala 2 nights ago, getting his first career Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series win. Now, depending on how you look at the stats, I think Dirt on Dirt's the gospel, right? So I go by what Dirt on Dirt says. Clay Harris does have a Speed Weeks win. He got a win at Putnam County a couple years ago in a super late model. So Clay Harris certainly no stranger to a victory lane in the 6 car. He was a crate winner at Golden Isles last year, had wins in 3 different classes. in 2023. And man, oh man, he is off to an awfully strong start in that Griffin Motorsports number 6. There's another driver that has just continued to improve as the season's gone on, just like we thought he would. Is Drake Troutman, your defending Gateway Dirt Nationals modified champ in the 7. Back in his own equipment, by the way.
Kyle Bronson currently 9th in the championship points, the 40B. And he comes to us out of Brandon, Florida. We mentioned Brian Shirley, a 3rd place the other night at Ocala, the Bob and Lisa Cullen Thomason Express entry. Brian Shirley right now 13th in the championship points. There's the 28 car Dennis Erb Jr. and the Voback Truck Sales entry out of Carpentersville, Illinois. Clay Harris, 20.357, 20357, Ben.
Yeah, talking about Clay Harris, obviously he knows that he gave one away the other night at Ocala Speedway, but hey, the way he got to the lead is the way he gave the lead away, so it happens. However, he told me, he said, I think I can get a Speed Weeks win before it's all said and done this year, and he said if it's going to happen, very likely it is going to be all tech. He said, I have started 23rd, albeit in a 602 or 604 feature in 1. He said, but I'm very comfortable there, and we just saw a lot of speed in that hot lap session here in Dirt Draft Hot Laps.
All right, hot lap. Hello there, hot lap.
Hopslosh?
Charlie Hopslosh. Group 5 coming up next. 2-time winner this year. Currently 2nd in the championship points. That is Hudson O'Neill, the reigning series champion of the Valvoline Serpent Calf Ranches number 1 out of Martinsville, Indiana. Behind them, the Pink Panther in the 4G car. Out of Washington, Illinois, that is Bob Gardner. The 20 car, he's in the Reese Binding Company Ultimate Towing and Recovery entry out of Newport, Tennessee. Winner back here in 2022, that is Jimmy Owens. Jimmy Owens, 4-time series champion, 80 career wins in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, DJ.
Driver behind of him in that Jeff Matthews Racing RVS Electrical Kaiser Manufacturing Super K Express sponsored number 12. That's going to be Ashton Winger, a winner at East Bay last year. You're defending Summer Nationals champ. He'll be followed out by the Greencastle, Pennsylvania driver in the 4S. That's going to be Danny Snyder. A few other drivers on the track over in turns 3 and 4. I see the 39, the Paylor Motorsports entry of T-Mac Tim McCready out of Watertown, New York. A 16-time Speed Weeks winner. There's the 96V behind him of Tanner English, that Viper Risk Management BMF chassis. We got the 17, Seth Zacharias out of Oswego, New York. Ben talked about him earlier. A 19-year-old big block and Sportsman Modified standout. And that'll do it for the drivers on the track for this 5th session of Dirt Draft Hot Laps. As we talked about earlier, again, if you've not yet done so, lock in those dirtdraft.com fantasy lineups. If you're a new subscriber, if you're not already a member of Dirt Draft, you get a free t-shirt as well. I still have got to get my free t-shirt from Clint Dahl and the gang there. But great stuff. I do Dirt Draft. It's a lot of fun, and it's just like playing fantasy football. It gives you another way to kind of watch the races, so to speak. So Dirt Draft, you lock those lineups in before the first heat race, and there is a look at the new deal. Hudson O'Neill, a defending series champ.
Off to a good start this year. Of course, we came in the other night with a 3-way tie for the lead. That's Ricky Thornton Jr., the Midwest Sheet Metal points leader in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Our timing and scoring not working right now, so group number 6 will be coming up next. Then we'll be ready for All-Star Performance Time Trials here tonight. 2 laps back-to-back. Again, $12,000 to win here tonight, DJ. Tomorrow night, we up the ante to $15,000 to the winner. Friday will be a practice at East Bay, and in 6 nights, the final Winter Nationals appearance for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Of course, we'll be back in October for the grand finale, but looking forward to that. Should be a packed house and a lot of outstanding race cars next week. Brian Booz up next in the B2 car at Greencastle, PA. He'll start it off here in group number 6 with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. There's the 23 car. Always good to see him running with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. And he and his father's car, the BMF chassis out of Loudon, Tennessee. That is Corey Hedgecock. Corey Hedgecock in 23, the Molly 97. TriStar Promotions entry for Dave Stein. That'll be Cody Overton. Cody Overton now hailing out of Thompson, Georgia. In front of him, the 99 car. There's the Double Down Motorsports Lazy Days RV Big River Steel entry of Devin Moran. Devin Moran 4th in the points out of Dresden, Ohio. Blair Nodorf will follow Cody Overton. Blair Nodorf started on the front row at Ocala the other night. He's in the Bargain Barn Tire Center. Grandpa Ben's entry out of Renner, South Dakota. The 14J back with us here tonight. That is Trey Mills. Trey Mills out of St. Augustine, Florida. and the 111 in the Centerline Motorsports entry. Last year's O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year, Max Blair out of Centerville, Pennsylvania, and the Reaper, Ryan Gustin in the Todd Cooney Motorsports entry, coming to us out of Marshalltown, Iowa.
So again, sixth and final group of drivers on the track for this Dirt Draft Hot Lap session, and it'll be a pretty quick turnaround. These guys back out for All-Star Performance Time Trials. Of course, the field will be split into Group A and Group E for All-Star Performance Time Trials this evening. Look at the 15-year-old Trey Mills there on your screen in the 14.
So Devin Moran, 19.991.
You got it.
It'll be Chris Madden. He'll still be the fastest overall here in Dirt Draft Hot Laps at 19.970. Yes, sir.
I think that is, I was just going to say, that is the second, I think it's the second best time that we've seen behind Madden, maybe the third quick behind Madden here in Dirt Draft Hot Laps. There's a good look at the Chuck Kimball wrench, number 99 of Dresden, Ohio's Devin Moran. And that'll do it for Dirt Draft Hot Laps, James. All-Star Performance Time Trials coming up next. So we talked about Dirt Draft, and again, if you are not a DirtDraft.com subscriber, then we certainly encourage you to do so. As we'll throw a graphic up here on the screen for you. Take a look, James. Dirt Draft, it's a lot of fun, man. Look at that. There's the current Flow Racing standings there on the right side. Now I am down, look at that, I'm down 105 spots. I was 39th before.
Even though you've been MIA, you're still...
Well, I might be MIA, but I'm not totally. I ain't dead yet.
Well, Ben Shelton is 610th, right?
Well, here's the thing. The guy was sick, and I didn't want to make him feel any worse than he did, so I kind of been tanking. But now that he's at the track, get ready, DJ. I'm going to be shooting around you in the standings.
Let's go.
I'm probably not. That sounds right. I did beat you at the Wild West Shootout, but you did pick 3 guys one night that weren't racing, and man, that's on you.
Wow.
Yeah, that was not.
Always the Josh Overholzer pick.
You know,
at Eldora, right?
Thinking about it, I wasn't feeling real great then, so this probably goes back about a month or so. I don't.
You have been sick for 2 months. That is fair.
By the way, Ben, congratulations to Michael Rigsby leading the Thunderstock Dirt Draft points.
He's the new commissioner for the league, and he's going into the Hall of Fame next week. And I understand the Crown Vics had him cornered in the pit area. I wanted to know how much he was going to boost tomorrow night's payout. So yeah, that precedent has been set, guys.
How about that Thunderstock race the other night? It ended up paying $1,500 to win, right? Was it Jonathan Appleby? Was that his name?
Yeah, he was eating good in the neighborhood after that one.
was.
Yeah, and he was. I tell you what, though, Rich Pratt was one Uniroyal away from rallying from the back of the pack, but nobody would give him a fresh tire. But it was very entertaining. I went back and listened. James, you and Michael, you guys were great. That was
It
fantastic.
would have only been better if he'd had like the donut tire in the trunk and like pulled it out and put it on.
I would have liked like
finish the race.
Bubba's van in the infield if they had stole the right front off of that van and thrown it on the race car, and then he wins. That would have been great. Here's the deal.
Hey, great interview on your free flow on Flow Racing. Might want to check that out with Bubba Clem that Ben did a couple days ago, I guess it was. When was that, Tuesday?
Yeah, check that one out. Today one came out with Shane Clanton talking about the owner of Capital Race Car with Austin Smith's dad, Chad, and then also Earl Pearson Jr. We talked about the BMF race car and Jason Rowan. All of those are on the free flow on Flow Racing, so check that out. A lot of great content in addition to all of these live races.
Getting 49 cars entered here tonight with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. So Ben will be in the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit all night long, interviewing our heat race winners. And if anything goes on down there during the heat races or B-Main or the main event, are you ready, DJ?
Oh, I am going to continue Michael Rigsby's tradition here, at least for a couple more nights. I'm going to let you handle All-Star Performance Time Trials, my friend.
All right, maybe tomorrow night. Chase Younghands will be the 18 on the Manhattan, Kansas, the first qualifier. The Younghands Discount Liquors, Shop Quick Convenience Store, Bozard, Ford, Lincoln, and also Grant Petroleum, Rocket Clements, followed by the 93 of the Hanover, PA. That is Corey Lawler. Corey Lawler and the Ponchos Racing Products, Dryden, Kaufman's Auto Clinics, PPC Lubricants Company, Creekside Auto, All About Wraps, Rocket Pro Power, the 93 car, and Ethan Dotson, the 174 out of Bakersfield, California. He's in the Coleman Farms Racing Special Needs Schools of Gwinnett. Coleman Farms, Bill Stein, Autism Awareness, Longhorn Clements. First lap time, Young Hands 20.733. Ethan Dotson, quick time so far 20.392. Corey Lawler at 21.790. 21.790. Lap 2 for the Kansas drivers 20.601. 20601. Here comes Lawler and Dotson to conclude their qualifying runs. And Ethan Dotson 20.411. Lawler at 21.940. Up next, running for the O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year, he's a 5-time Mars champion, 2-time Lucas Oil MLRA champion, the Capital 25 House car out of Lebanon, Missouri. It's Tony Jackson Jr., followed by the USA 128 out of Neosho, Missouri. It's Kylan Garner, and the 18D out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. That is Dalton Wilson. Tony Jackson Jr., Joe Gotze, the crew chief on that car, Superior Power Custom Homes, Bilstein Jocks, Elite Trailers, Daily Construction, Norris Logging, Springfield Raceway, Merrill Bonding, Capital Scott Bailey. He'll be followed by the Kylan Garner entry, the Double Down Asphalt, Stack Products, Garner Trucking, Phase 2 Technologies, Longhorn Shepherd Motor, and Dalton Wilson, the James Ratliff, MGL Auto Sales, JRR Trucking, the Auto Outlet, Keltner Contracting, Earnhart Technologies, Grant Lee Farms, Innovative Community Solutions, B&L Construction, New Point Lighting, Worldwide Custom Car Haulers, Longhorn Clements, Nick Hardy, the crew chief on the 18D. Tony Jackson Jr., fast time, 20.104, 20104. Kylan Garner, 20.601. Dalton Wilson second at 20.233. And lap 2 for Tony Jackson Jr., a little bit slower, 20.258, still quick time on lap 1. Kylan Garner, the Missouri driver, his second lap, 21.048. And Dalton Wilson, who comes in tonight, 12th in the points. And Dalton Wilson still second, a little bit slower on lap 2 at 20.293. So through 6 cars, it's Tony Jackson Jr. fastest so far. We'll send those 3 back to the pitter. The next 3 will be the 157. Currently standing 7th in the points. It'll be Mike Marlar. Mike Marlar out of Winfield, Tennessee, followed by the 49 out of Blairsville, Georgia. 3-time series champion. That'll be Jonathan Davenport in the 16 out of Decorah, Iowa. It is Tyler Brenning. And this is Group A, Heats 1 and 2. It will be tonight here. Mike Marlar, he's in the truck country, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Olson Explosives, Bill Stein, Petrov Towing, Brenning Rock Products, Brown Heating Equipment, Can-Am Auto, Brown Heavy Equipment, Can-Am Auto Salvage, Josh Davis, the crew chief on the Longhorn Clements, Jonathan Davenport, the Newton Ag Solutions, Dynagrow Seed, Lucas Oil, Bill Stein, ASC Warranty, Mark Martin Automotive, Mega Plumbing in the Carolinas, Corey Fostved, the crew chief on the Longhorn Clements, and Tyler Brenning, he's in the truck country, Olson Explosives, Bennett Explosives, Bill Stein, Brown's Heavy Equipment, Brenning Rock Products, Cannon Wild Salvage, Longhorn Clements, Zach Holkazovic. Is that right? Holkazovic is the crew chief on the 16 car. Brenning fast time, 20.076. Mike Marlar to the top of the speed chart on lap 2, 19.675. Davenport was 20.122. 2 1,000ths of a second better on lap 2 for JD. It's 20.120. That'll be 4th. And Brenning lap 2 is 19.957. So Mike Marlar, top of the speed chart, 19.675. That's 0.3 of a second quicker than anyone had here in hot laps tonight. All right, up next will be the 44. He was quickest in dirt draft hot laps. Third at Golden Isles last Saturday night, it'll be Chris Madden. Chris Madden at the Great Court, South Carolina, followed by the B5 out of New Berlin, Illinois, it'll be Brandon Shepard. And the 75 out of Wade, North Carolina is Daniel Adam. Chris Madden, Ricky Arnold, the crew chief of the Dryden, Franklin Enterprises, Henderson Amusement, Pensky Shocks, Pee Wee's Wrecker Service, Millwood Plumbing, Davis Diesel Service, Longhorn Durham, Shepard and the Hoist, IV, Level Hydration, Realtree Outdoors, Coltman Farms, I-Beam Siding, UNOH, Randall Edwards, the crew chief on the Longhorn Clements, and Daniel Adam, he's in the Integris Risk Solutions, Mobilization Funding LLC, Spiffy's, Justin Lane, an electrical contractor, Restore Warehouse, and RLM Enterprises, Rocket Pro Power. Madden fast time, 19.376, 19.376. How about Daniel Adams second, 19.563. Shepard, 19.698. Madden, it's even quicker at 19.033. Shepard, he'll go to second at 19.375. And lap 2 for Daniel Adam is 19.686. But Adam on his first lap, third quick time for the rookie out of Wade, North Carolina in 75. So through 12 cars, it's Chris Madden, Brandon Shepard, Daniel Adam, Mike Marlar, your top 4. Up next should be the 79 car. It'll be Donald McIntosh. He's out of Dawsonville, Georgia, in the Billy Hicks entry, followed by the 51 in his Lucas Oil debut tonight out of Blackshear, Georgia. It will be Chad Tootin in the 58. Now hailing out of Dubuque, Iowa, by way of Las Cruces, New Mexico, the 2022 Rookie of the Year, Garrett Alberson. Donald McIntosh in the H&H Sales, Bill Stein, Hicks Racing, double nickel Clements for Billy Hicks out of Mount Airy, North Carolina. Chad Tootin, he's in the Pierce Industrial Tire, Boswell Oil, VP Fuels, Rocket H&R Engines entry, and Garrett Alberson, the Mesilla Valley Transportation, Bill Sportshot, Bill Stein, Dunright TV, Sunoco, Romer Machine and Welding, Lucas Oil, Capital Race Decals, Danny Alberts and his wife, the crew chief, on the Roberts Racing, Longhorn Clements. McIntosh, 19.869, 19.869. Chad Tootin, 4th quick time, 19.507. Alberson, 2nd at 19.271. Here comes Donald Mack. And he'll stay 6th at 19.605. Tootin trying to pick it up. He'll stay 4th, 19.626. Garrett Alberson to go to 2nd at 19.101. 19.101 for the Roberts Racing 58 of Garrett Alberson. So the track getting faster as we go on here, approaching the 18-second range. It's Madden, Alberson, Shepard, Tootin. Right now, your top 4. So up next should be the 99B. It'll be the veteran Boom Briggs out of Bear Lake, Pennsylvania, in the Dave Warren Power Sports XS Storage. Trans 58, Briggs Transport, Shane Winans, the crew chief on the Rocket Clements. Followed by the 388, it'll be Jackson High, super late model rookie out of Ocala, Florida. He is in the Triple Crown Trailers Quality Services Roofing, Black Diamond Custom, and the 79B in his Lucas Oil debut out of Navarre. Well, he's not out there, so it'll be the 19 Emma Spencer Hughes out of Meridian, Mississippi, the JCM Motorsports Colton Miller entry. Yellowhammer Design and Construction, Claiborne Take Lines, Boswell Oil, Neon Bubbles Car Wash, Link Construction, Fox Shocks, Steering Buddy, Professional Concrete Cutting and Drilling. Wormy Vaughn, the crew chief on the 19M. Boom. First lap for Boom, 20.187. Jackson Heiss in the 388 at 20.625. Spencer Hughes, 2nd quick at 19.085. Boom will go to 10th at 20.0032003. Jackson Heiss, 7th quick time with a rookie in a super late model. Heiss in 19.578. Spencer Hughes, fast time, 18.831. 18831 in that JCM Motorsports Colt Miller. That team based in Birmingham, Alabama. Spencer Hughes, 18.831, Ben Shelton.
Talking to Ricky Thornton Jr. at Pill Draw today. Devin Moran was upset because he pulled 74 of 75, and Ricky said, I went out last year and set quick time. Racetrack took a little bit of rubber in the groove we were qualifying in, and you're seeing a little bit of that right now, too. Not that these guys aren't laying down good grooves, but you can see around the top side of his speedway, it is burnt in a nice groove for those right rears, and you saw Spencer Hughes go out there and go quick time in All-Star Performance qualifying.
Right now, setting up for the pole of heat number 1 here, but we still got some more to go yet, including the 17 SS. It'll be Brendan Smith. He's out of Dade City, Florida. He's in the Big Daddy's Cattle, Jim Pacino Trucking, Plum Crazy Plumbing, Guardian Hurricane Protection, Skipper Smokehouse, Rocket Durham for his father, Sean Smith, followed by the 7 out of Georgetown, Delaware. That'll be Ross Robinson. He's in the Dutch Star Motorsports, Stokely Materials, Commonwealth Equipment, Boswell Oil, Fox Shocks, Atlantic Pride Mortgage, First State Roof and Exterior Cleaning, ML Joseph Sand and Gravel, Sussex Carpentry, The Frozen Farmers, Wesley Collins Builders, Hard Scrabble Express, Luke Eller. Not Luke Bryan, but Luke Eller, the crew chief, on 7.
Not Damon Eller.
Not Damon Eller, no. Rick Eckert's helping this week. USA wannabe Chris Hawkins, Neosho, Missouri. The Stack Products, Double Down Asphalt. Carter Health Management, Garner Trucking, Synergy Equipment, Longhorn. Remember this one, Chinook Motor for the USA 1. Brendan Smith, his time is 11th. Here in Group A at 19.935, 19935. Ross is 5th at 19.414. Hawkins is 20.992. Lap 2 for Brendan Smith will be 19.848. It's a little bit quicker. 11th overall here in Group A. Ross Robinson, he'll be 19.564, still 5th on his first lap. And Chris Hawkins, lap 2 is 20.739, 20739. So through 21 cars, it's Spencer Hughes, Chris Madden, Garrett Alberson, Brandon Shepard. How about Jonathan Davenport, 15th in Group A, DJ?
These heat races are going to be pretty interesting, my friend, the way this is shaken out.
Now here's last year's winner, the 20 RT, Midwest Sheet Metal points leader and the championship. That'll be Ricky Thornton Jr., 2 wins this year. He's in the Big River Steel, Hooker Trucking. Also Coleman Farms, Dino One Inc., Westside Tractor Sales, EMD Wraps, Bill Steinshock, Sudoku, Anthony Barrows, the crew chief of the Longhorn Clements, the heat of Dylan McCowan out of Urbana, Missouri, and the Sonic, Pomeroy Services, Mel Hamilton, Ford, Empire Energy, BLC Transportation, Heritage Tractor, Elite Construction, Longhorn, Scott Bailey, and Joseph Joyner. Hunt the front, final qualifier in Group A in the Longhorn Clements. Thornton fast time, 18.537, 18537. Joseph Joyner will go to 4th at 19.068, 19068. McCowan was 19.458 on lap 1. Thornton second lap, 18.825. McCowan lap 2 is going to be 19.850. Joseph Joyner lap 2, he'll go to 3rd at 18.843, 18843 in the Langenfelder Mechanical Enterprises Contractors Base Fuels Hunt the Front TV entry. So there you have it, Group A. Well, it looked like Spencer Hughes, but Ricky Thornton Jr. coming out late, and we have one more to go yet, and that is a driver in his Lucas Oil debut tonight in car 79. That'll be Kyle Bryant. Kyle Bryant out of Navarre, Florida, in car 79. So it's Thornton, Hughes, Joyner, Madden. So the pole of the first heat right now will be Thornton, pole of the second heat, Hughes. Joyner will be outside row 1. Madden outside row 1 in heat number 2. We'll see what Kyle Bryant in his Lucas Oil debut can do tonight, as he only gets 1 lap, and it's going to be 20.264, 20264. So that'll do it. How about these names in the top 10, DJ? Daniel Adam, 10th. Chad Tootin, a rookie, 9th. Dylan McCowan, 8th. Ross Robinson, 7th. Brandon Shepard, 6th. Garrett Alberson, 5th. Chris Madden, 4th. Joseph Joyner, 3rd. Spencer Hughes, 2nd. And the fastest of them all in Group A, 18.537, Ricky Thornton Jr.
You know, we talked about it earlier. RTJ, a winner here at All-Tech last year. But again, it's going to set up some very interesting heat races. As Ben pointed out, that thing laying down a little bit of rubber as All-Star Performance time trials went on in Group A, especially at the top side unofficially. Again, RTJ, Spencer Hughes, and Joseph Joyner on the pole of their respective heats, with Chris Madden, Garrett Alberson, and Brandon Shepard alongside.
And again, the winner of Heat 1 will be on the Victory Fuel pole tonight for the 50-lap A main. 12K to win, 15K tomorrow night. I forgot there were 6 heats, my bad. Thornton, Hughes, Joyner. Madden on the outside of row 1 in Heat 1. But how about Dylan McCowan, Chad Tootin in his first open late model race, 9th. Daniel Adam, one of those top O'Reilly Auto Parts rookie, they're 10th out of 25 cars.
You like to see it. I mean, it's let's just be honest. I mean, you enjoy maybe a little bit of a shake-up out there when these guys go out. It's cool, man. And these heats going to be interesting as well. I'm sure they're going to rework this racetrack maybe a little bit here before we get into All-Star Performance time trials here a little bit later on this evening, or in the Pensky Shocks heat number 1 a little bit later on this evening. But yeah. Absolutely, and we're about to wipe the slate clean and get back into All-Star Performance time trials. The first few cars in Group B are being motioned out on the track, and they'll be led out by Turbo Tyler Erb.
Tyler Erb coming up next, the number 1. You mentioned second at Ocala back on Tuesday night. Currently standing 6th in the championship points out of New Waverly, Texas. He is in the Base Fuels Roberts B Company First Class Septic Bulk Material Lift, Anthony's Pizza, Santa Weld. Cody Carl, the crew chief, on the Best Performance Rocket Clements, followed by the 46 out of Jacksonville, Florida, to be Earl Pearson Jr. Zach Friels, the crew chief on the Lucas Oil Products, Tickler Wreck Body and Frame, Wrecker and Crane, Millard Family Chapels. Etchberger Trucking, Remy Realty, Sunoco, C&D Contractors and Developer Bonding, Cowboy Roy's, BMF Clements for Jason Ratt, Deniserv Jr., the McBride Mac, Vomac Truck Sales, Fox Shocks, Ideal Ready Mix, Kaiser Manufacturing, Rocket, Clements, Heatherline, the crew chief on 28, Herb 18936, 18936, EPJ 19079, 19079, Deniserv Jr. 19447. Tyler Herb, lap 2, it's quicker, 18854, 18854 for Turbo, and the best performance 1, EPJ 19246, Herb Jr. Lap 2 will be 19248, it's quicker still, third out of 3, so Tyler Herb 18848 quickest right now here in Group B. These will be heats 4, 5, and 6 here tonight at Alltech. Up next, the 40B. Current standing 9th in the points out of Brandon, Florida, to be Kyle Bronson, the Race Car Engineering, Borster's Equipment, Michael Lloyd Hauling and Demolition, Tillman Roofing, LTX Home Builders, Lucas Oil, Bradco Equipment, Mullinex Recycling, Tanner Birdwell, the crew chief on the Longhorn, Clements, followed by the 6 out of Jupiter, Florida, Brian Green, crew chief entry. It'll be Clay Harris and the Wilkerson Farms, Impact Electrical Services, Reserve, Metal, Framing, BGR Speed Shop, Poor Boys Racing Supply, that's a Rocket Durham, and the 7 out of Heinemann, Pennsylvania, will be Drake Troutman, the DTR Motorsports, RFI Resources, Wheeler Fleet Solutions, Bill Stein, Stone Natural Resources, Jerry Siding, Roofing and Windows, Certainty, Thunderhill Trucking, Hunter Cornell, the crew chief of the Longhorn, Jay Dickens. Fast time, 18625, 18625. Clay Harris third at 18748. Drake Troutman second at 16685. It's quickest of this group at quickest overall. Kyle Bronson at 18463, 18463. Harris second at 18549. Troutman, he'll go to second at 18542, 18542. So we've got the quickest of them all so far overall. And right now, again, quickest in Group B, 18463 by Kyle Bronson. Up next should be the 11, Rome, Georgia's Austin Smith. He's in the Cedartown Electric Engineered Systems, GW Performance, Kaiser Manufacturing, SCCS Solutions, Capital Clements, followed by the 3S, third at Ocala. On Wednesday night, it'll be Brian Shirley out of Chatham, Illinois, the Bob and Lisa Cullen, Thompson Express, Hoka Trucking, Fox Shocks, All Geyer Performance, J&J Ventures Gaming, KBC Graphics, Ricky Lehman Motorsports, and Devin Brennan, the crew chief on the Rocket Durham, and the 4 out of Washington, Illinois, Bob Gardner, the Fox Shocks, Dynamic Drivelines, Hooker Harness, VP Performance Bodies, Rocket Clements. Austin Smith, 5th in Group B here, 19034. Brian Shirley, he'll go to 6th at 19078. Bob Gardner, lap number 1 for the Washington, Illinois driver, 19375. Trying to pick it up is Austin Smith, 18906, 18906. Again, that's 5th. Shirley, 4th at 18836, 18836. Shirley, 13th in the points. Lap 2 for the Pink Panther. And Bob Gardner will be 9th at 19335, 19335. So it's Kyle Bronson, Drake Troutman, Clay Harris, your top 3. That Clay Harris is something else. So is Drake Troutman. He's been impressive as well.
The spring of Clay. It's the spring of Clay Harris. It's like the summer of George.
And that's a good-looking car. Brian Green does a great job with his graphics down in this part, as you see Brian Shirley down there. And up next should be the 17Z car. In his super late model debut, his Lucas Oil debut out of Vestal, New York, it's Seth Zacharias. Seth Zacharias, he is in the Sign Woods Fleet Graphics Services. Wicked Tees, Longhorn, Jay Dickens, for car 17Z, followed by the 1, current the 2nd in the points. It'll be Hudson O'Neill of the Martinsville Indian of the Mark Richards Racing, Valvoline, Sarbert Calf Ranches, Performance Grading, Ace Metalworks, Styles Marine and Maintenance, Wheeler Metals, O'Neill Salvage and Recycling, Professional Concrete, Cutting and Drilling, Gunners Honey, Fox Shock, Sudoku, WR1 Sim Chassis Entry, Rocket Durham and Ashton Winger. He's in the Jeff Matthews Rocket Durham out of Hampton, Georgia. Lap 1, Zacharias at 20.352. O'Neill will go to 4th here in Group B at 18.626. Ashton Winger is 7th right now in Group B, 18.905, 18905. In the RVS Recreational Vehicle, Slick Kaiser, Integra, Credit Union Remarketing, and Super K Express.
And trouble on Seth Zacharias down in turns 3 and 4, James, as he got into the wall and lost the tail end of that Longhorn race car. And that will be a Dave Warren Power Sports caution here in All-Star Performance Time Trials.
You got that out nicely.
Thank you. I've been practicing. And we have our first orange cone on the rate. How did we get an orange cone clear up there? 2 of them.
No idea.
We doubled down on the orange cones up there, and we will have to get those extracted from the speedway.
Seth Zacharias, 19 years old, out of New York, in his super late model debut here. Chad Tootin didn't do bad first in Group A, but tell us a little bit about Seth Zacharias for those just joining us, Ben Shelton.
Well, as you talked, first time officially practiced last night in the late model. First ever event entered tonight for the 19-year-old. And again, a mixture of sportsman mods and big block mods up there in the Northeast. Another driver coming into the dirt late model division. Great to see it. I was just going to say, make sure to go to DaveWarrenSegway.com and get signed up for a chance to win that side-by-side, the UT10 side-by-side. And I'm sure DJ signed up 10 times while he watched from home.
Absolutely. I need a new side-by-side. Dave Warren, if you're watching, maybe you and I need to talk. I had to laugh. I think we all thought that it was the traditional mall cop type Segway.
The Kevin James mall cops Segway is not. It's a side-by-side.
Yes, it's
awesome.
It's a Segway to UT10. It's a great looking side-by-side too. You can go look them up online. Again, I checked it out while watching from the condo, man. Very cool stuff, and big shout out to Dave Warren and Dave Warren Power Sports for coming on board this year.
How's the medication going? You sounding good, man.
I feel fantastic, believe me.
Adam Schefter is up to you to probable, or most likely, right? Well, yes. We've got a new fast time overall, Dustin, and it's Hudson O'Neill at 18.298, 18.298, and Ashton Winger 18.312. He's second here in Group B. That is second overall as well. So Hudson O'Neill 18.298 in car number 1, the Valvoline Sober Camp Ranches entry. We've got more to go. The next 3 will be Tanner English, the 96V out of Benton, Kentucky. He's in the base fuels. Capital Waste, Supreme Enterprises, Viper Risk Management, Creekside Auto Sales, Rodney Melvin, his father-in-law, the crew chief on the BMF. Durham, the engine entry for Sean and Lisa Martin. He'll be followed by the 39, 2-time series champion out of Watertown, New York. It's Tim McCready. Tim McCready in the Baylor Motorsports entry. Mega Plumbing and HVAC, Baker Mitchell Company, Armslist.com. Bill Stein, Bradman Trucking, Mark IV, Longhorn Clements. And followed Longhorn Cornet tonight. The 20 will be Jimmy Owens. He's in the Bobby and Jessica Kohler Motorsports, Rock and Vic Hill Race Monument Company, Ultimate Towing and Recovery, Tim Short at the group, Cowboy Electric, Tennessee, Boom Test Wheel Service, Redline Oil, Goodrich Fluid Systems, and 5-Star Metal Buildings. Kurt Owens, his brother, through Chief. McCready second at 18.300, 18.300. English 10th at 18.925. Jimmy Owens. Lap number 1 is 7th at 18.616. A former winner here is car 20. English is 19.020, 19.020. McCready, 19.045, 19.045. Still second on his first lap. Jimmy Owens, ladies and gentlemen, 18.169, 18.169. DJ, that is fast time overall.
You and I talked to Jimmy in the pit area a little earlier on this evening, and he said, we've had a really good race car. He said, not just here last night at practice, but throughout speed weeks. He said, this car's been really good. He said, the driver, he joked with us, he said, the driver just got to do his job and get more consistent finishes. He's off to a good start here tonight.
What kind of bubble gum did he switch to tonight? Change his luck.
Fruit Stripes.
What about Bubble Yum? Wasn't that good? You like
for
bubble gum?
For about 3 minutes.
Not Big League Chew. Danny Snyder, the 4S, up next out of Green Lane, Pennsylvania. Followed by the 14 Junior out of St. Augustine, Florida, Trey Mills. And the 76 set of the front row the other night at Ocala. That is Blair Nodorf. Blair Nodorf out of Renner, South Dakota, the Bargain Barn Tire Center, Grandpa's Ben's Ranch. Katie Day, Maloney Real Estate, Slicker Graphics, Western Provisions, Asphalt Pros, Howe Plumbing, Heating, and we got Trey Mills into the wall. And we're going to have a Dave Warren Power Sports caution.
And Danny Snyder as well. I believe Snyder's actually the cause of the Dave Warren Power Sports caution. He is slowed there at the end of the front straightaway, and you see the 4S limping back into the pit area.
So no time for Snyder. So right now it's Jimmy Owens, Hudson O'Neill, Tim McCready, Ashton Winger, your top 4. Then it's Kyle Bronson. Drake Troutman is 6th. So right now we still have Max Blair, Boone Briggs, Brian Booz, rather, Corey Hedgecock, Cody Overton, Devin Moran, and Ryan Gustin. So there you see the right front in the 14 car. So Mills, some suspension damage. He'll head back pit side. So that means
Nodorf
is up by himself.
Track to himself, and a fast qualifier in Group B at Ocala a few nights ago as well.
Yeah, very impressive set on the front row. And we'll go along here. He does not have a lap in as the Dave Warren Power Sports caution came out. So that'll bring out the 111. Last year's O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year. It'll be Max Blair, the Centerline Motorsports, Brad Spochaz. Own car, Creekside Auto Sales, C&J Dairy Murphy's Logging. Upstate Auto Group, his father Robbie Billard, the crew chief. On the Longhorn Clements. And the B2 out of Greencastle, PA. That'll be Brian Booz. Brian Booz in the Rocket Home Built Engines. He is in the Metzler Auto Truck and Repair, Sebco Mart. Larry Royston, Septic Service, Sign Design, Ernie D's Enterprises, Fred Jones Industrial Mechanical, Palmer Construction, Booz Brothers Performance, Devin Bishop, crew chief on the B2, Blair. Well, let's get Nodor first. 19.068, Max Blair. Lap 1 is 18.989. 18.989. Nodorf lap 2 is going to be 19.236, 19.236. Blair lap 2. And Max will go to 8th at 18.751, 18751. And lap 2 for Brian Booz, the veteran driver out of Pennsylvania, is 19.392, 19392. So it's still Owens, O'Neill, McCready, Winger, Bronson, and Troutman. All right, DJ, should have 4 more to go. Should be the 23. That'll be Corey Hedgecock. Lucas Oil debut this year out of Loudon, Tennessee. He's in the Georgia Mountain Pool Company. Kaiser Manufacturing, Curran Construction, SFP Performance Systems, Service Transporting, Vineyard Enterprises, Framing, Masonry and Roofing, BMF Eagle. He is followed by the 97 out of Thompson, Georgia. In the day's time, TriStar Promotions entry. That is Cody Overton. Cody Overton. He's in the Molly Pistons, TriStar Engines and Transmission, Boswillow Speedway Motors. Talon Center, the crew chief. On the 97 and the 99, Devin Moran with Chuck Kimball turning the wrenches. On the Rogers Sellers Double Down Motorsports, Lazy Days RV, C&W Trucking, Big River Steel, Bilstein, McHugh Chrysler, Dodge Jeep Ram, Red Oak Pub, Smoky Mountain Speedway. Cody Overton, 19.066, 19066 on his first lap. Hedgecock was 19.488, 19488 on his first lap. Moran's first lap was second at 18.220. Lap number 2 for Hedgecock. And Corey picks it up to 13th at 18.889. Moran trying to pick it up. And Moran stays second at 18.251. 18251. Cody Overton lap 2 is quicker. For him, it's 9th at 18.654. DJ, 1 more to go. It should be the Reaper.
Ryan Gustin in that Todd Cooney owned number 19R, the Ice Bowl winner at the Talladega Short Track earlier this year, the Todd Cooney Racing Car Auto Group. Allen Seamless Gutters Made Properties, Murdy Farms. Shout out to Damon and Dallin Murdy in the 19R. Did I get them all, James?
You did fine.
Thank you.
You did fine. Driving in this year for Todd Cooney, Made Properties. Tim Douglas, the crew chief. Of course, Noah Bushman, he's
Rubber Daddy.
Doing what he can. Just doing what he can to get a paycheck. Noah Bushman, Ryan Gustin. Time to beat his 18.169. If he beats that, that's fastest overall. Off at turn 4. White flag 1 in the books. No. I think this happened the other night.
Missing data. I'm waiting for a time.
For some reason, it never picks up. That was probably a pretty good lap here. They come out of turn 4. Let's see if it picks up this time.
You're an engineer. What do you think?
No, I'm not an engineering. Nope, did not pick up, so.
It was showing on the board. His last lap was like an 18.572. Is that not him in 9th, or is that Spencer?
No, that would be him. Spence was in the last group.
Yep, so there you go.
So, yeah, it does not appear in front of us, but it looks like it appears in front of the people that matter.
So Jimmy Owens, 18.169, fastest in Group B, fastest overall. Then Devin Moran, Hudson O'Neill. Tim McCready, Ashton Winger, Kyle Bronson. Then it is Drake Troutman. And then Clay Harris, Ryan Gustin, and Cody Overton, your top 10 here tonight. So that means DJ what? Owens, pole, 4th heat. Moran, pole, a 5th heat. O'Neill, pole of 16.
That's right, enjoying them alongside Tim McCready, Ashton Winger, and Kyle Bronson if those lap times hold up. And we'll send it down to Ben Shelton, who's got the overall quick qualifier of All-Star Performance Time Trials in the infield, Mr. Jimmy Owens.
Race fans out of Newport, Tennessee, tonight's All-Star Performance Fast Qualifier, Jimmy Owens. Jimmy, you got some fans in the house, man. Go see Mike Hayes at the souvenir trailer, right?
Both of them.
Now, that was more than two. 2022, you won. You won here. This is a special kind of place. Takes a lot of strategy. What was your key tonight to going fast in All-Star Performance qualifying?
I just watching the guys go out early, and I know it was a thin line around the high side, and just holding my breath for long enough, and it worked out.
Jimmy, you've been to a lot of places. Have you ever seen one that they don't grade, then go add a little water to it and roll it in, and it changes everything?
I know. This is about the one and only track we go to that they can just throw a little water on it and just have a whole new racetrack. And, it's one of my more favorite tracks here in Florida. We've had a little bit of success, but it's racy. I mean, we've came from the back to finish third, and so that says a lot about this place.
Race fans, how about it? Jimmy Owens, tonight's All-Star Performance Fast Qualifier. Guys, we've now had 4 drivers in 5 events. Hudson O'Neill was a 2-time Fast Qualifier, then Garrett Smith, Tanner English. Tonight it's Jimmy Owens. A little bit of track prep. We're going to step aside, pay some bills, thank some marketing partners. We'll be right back here to All Tech Raceway, the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, the Dixie Chopper Winter Nationals presented by E3 Spark Plugs, and you're watching it all live, MAV TV on Flow Racing.
ARP manufactures the ultimate fasteners from the best raw materials using cold forged technology. Family owned and made in the USA. Quality always comes first. For whatever extreme category you're in, it's always ARP-bolts.com.
New 2023 F-150s at up to $13,000 off? You bet. During Brandon Ford's Ultimate 2023 Model Year Closeout. Hundreds of F-150s at up to $13,000 off. Get special APRs like 1.9% for 72 months. Super sale volume pricing is back, baby. 90 full-size Broncos reduced to as little as $45,999. New 2023 Edges with 0% for 60 months. We're doing whatever it takes during the Ultimate 2023 Model Year Closeout at Brandon Ford and BrandonFord.com.
Here at Tuners Inc., we see cars come in with 80 horsepower all the way up to 1,500 horsepower. The goal of almost every customer in here is to pick up performance in a vehicle. They want to gain horsepower, they want to gain torque. What we have found with E3 Spark Plug is the quality of the plug and the way it's built. E3 is our performance plug that's going to last longer.
E3 Diamond Fire technology maximizes the fuel burn for more power and better fuel efficiency.
E3 Spark Plugs. What are you running?
ARP, the ultimate fasteners for racing in the dirt. With high horsepower demands, ARP delivers maximum clamping force and performance. When failure on the dirt is not an option, it's ARP-bolts.com.
Passionate about a life in racing? Circle track, drag racing, drifting, or monster jam. Find it all at the University of Northwestern Ohio.
How do I become a mechanic? How do I become a driver? How do I drive monster trucks? And here at UNOH, there's pathways for everything.
The fact there's a school you can go to for racing is just a little bit insane, but it's very cool because it gives kids like me the opportunity to chase that dream.
See where your future can take you with a high-performance motorsports degree from the University of Northwestern Ohio.
What are you up to? Oh, I just spent the whole morning having a little battery-powered fun. I can see that. This thing is powerful. Hey, honey, I was just gushing about our new favorite toy. All right, Joel, ready to go again?
You should join us sometime.
I've got to get me one of those.
The Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series is brought to you by E3 Spark Plugs. What are you running? Protect the harvest, keeping American traditions alive for future generations. And by Lucas Oil, keep that engine alive. Welcome back to the Dixie Chopper Winter Nationals presented by E3 Spark Plugs. We're here at All Tech Raceway, just south of Lake City, Florida. Dustin Jarrett and James Essex with you. We kicked Michael Rigsby out of the booth. We kept Ben Shelton down in the infield. We've just wrapped up All-Star Performance Time Trials and a little bit of track prep work here, telling us about 15, maybe 20 minutes of track prep before we get into this evening's opening ceremonies, and then Pensky Shock's heat race number 1. The one thing about time trials there, James, as we've mentioned, it's going to set up some pretty interesting heat races that we just got handed to us.
Well, coming in with 2 wins apiece, Ricky Thornton Jr. and Hudson O'Neal. Can anybody break that stranglehold? Thornton will be on the pole of heat number 1. Whoever wins that one will be on the victory fuel pole tonight for the 50-lap A main. And O'Neal back here on the pole of heat number 6. I think we got a lot of candidates. Man, close call, Clay Harris. Remember what? 3 of the first 4 starters the other night had never won a Lucas Oil race.
Yeah.
But Hudson O'Neal came through with the victory on Wednesday night.
And, the thing is, in these heat race lineups, and they should if they're not already, if you have the My Race Pass app, one of our great partners, you can check out these heat race lineups on My Race Pass on the app as well. You're going to have some guys that are going to have a little bit of work to do. Looking down through Heat 1, Mike Marlar's got to come from 5th, Dalton Wilson from 7th. You've got Jonathan Davenport starting 6th in his heat race. Tyler Bruning starting 5th. Looking on back, Tyler Erb will start 5th. Dennis Erb Jr. will start 7th. And several others. Earl Pearson Jr. buried in his heat race as well. So these 8-lap heats are going to be interesting. Now, the good thing is with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, they will typically go to 6 heat races if they're above 48 cars. We were 1 above that tonight. So there will be 6 heats, which means less cars per heat race for these guys to have to work their way up through.
Well, we talked about 2 drivers that have never won a Lucas Oil race, and that's Spencer Hughes and Garrett Alberson. They will be on the front row of Summit Racing Equipment in number 2, so looking for a good starting spot here tonight, Dustin.
Absolutely, and again, the winners of heat races 1 and 4 will start on the front row of tonight's 40-lap late model A main. Well, we will, again, as track prep continues, we'll take this opportunity to thank the folks that make the broadcast a possibility. If you're watching at home, don't go anywhere. This is MAV TV on Flow Racing, and this is the Dixie Chopper Winter Nationals presented by E3 Spark Plugs. We'll be back in a little bit. Welcome back, those of you watching live as part of MAV TV on Flow Racing. The Dixie Chopper Winter Nationals presented by E3 Spark Plugs here at All-Tech Raceway. You see the 604s on the track. They're not getting ready for heat races, James. They're going to roll the track in. Track staff graciously asked those drivers to come out and help wheel pack this racetrack to get it ready for this evening's first Pensky Shocks Heat race for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. So those drivers are doing that. Still looks like we're about 10 minutes or so away from opening ceremonies here this evening. So we will again use this time to thank the folks that make the broadcast a possibility. Another commercial break now means one less break later on. We thank you for joining us again. Coming up here in just about 10 minutes or so will be this evening's pre-race ceremonies as part of the Dixie Chopper Winter Nationals presented by E3 Spark Plugs here at, where are we at, James? We're at All-Tech Raceway. We'll be back right after this.
Cool sight there, all the sights and sounds here. Hey, come on out. It's great to see you live. Of course, we appreciate everybody joining us on MAV TV on Flow Racing, but a beautiful day weather-wise tomorrow. And then on Monday, 6 nights to Clay by the Bay, the final Winter Nationals for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Yes, we'll be there for the grand finale in October, but that place should be packed next week. A lot of great cars there. Looking forward to 6 nights of racing at the Clay by the Bay. We'd like to thank our 2024 official sponsors, including Lucas Oil Products, MAV TV Motorsports Network, Flow Racing, Protect the Harvest, General Tire, Big River Steel, Sunoco Race Fuels, sponsoring the Sunoco Road to Wheeling. $16,000 up for grabs. The top 15 in points will get cash bonuses at the Show Me 100 at the end of May. ARP, E3 Spark Plugs, Summit Racing Equipment, Arizona Sports Shirts, All-Star Performance, Veland Metal Services, Brandon Ford, our official Pace Truck sponsor, O'Reilly Auto Parts, Todd Steel Buildings, sponsor of our Hard Charger, UNOH, ArmsList.com, Dirt Draft, Nutrient Ag Solutions, Miller Welders, My Race Pass, Homatro, Dave Warren Power Sports, Hoosier Tire, Buzz Electric Bikes, Wayland Engineering, and Rugged Radios. Again, we'll be live here tomorrow night, same time, 5:15. We'll go live on MAV TV on Flow Racing. But as I said, DJ, come on out. Going to be a beautiful day weather-wise. It's always great to see the sights and sounds of the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, the top dirt late model series in America. The JetWorks Concrete, or the Jet Concrete Works, whichever you prefer, the 604s, they'll have their qualifying run coming up here shortly.
I'm rusty. I forgot that we have that. I was trying to hurry. You know me. I always like a good, quick program. Not to sacrifice good racing though. We like good program. I was trying to hustle the program along too much, and I forgot about qualifying for the Jet Concrete 604s.
We saw a shot there of Brock Pinkerus, who's here tonight. We
Bam
talked
Bam.
to the other night, Bam Bam. And again, he'll be making his super late model debut at Lernerville for the Firecracker coming up in the month of June.
How ironic that you mentioned Bam Bam. Mm-hmm. You mentioned a super late model at Lernerville. You know who is turning wrenches on the 555? Russ King.
That's
but
awesome.
You can't think of Lernerville, the Firecracker, without thinking of the famous Russ King comment to God rest his soul, to Dow Carnahan several years ago.
Oh, Dow Carnahan, one of the all-time greats. He should be in the Hall of Fame. We need to get him in the National Dirt Late Hall of Fame, one of the all-time greats. And we miss him. We miss our buddy Rick Eshelman as well. And it's just not the same, but man, there's a lot of great announcers all over the country, whether they're national or regional or local, and they do all a great job. All these promoters as well. I think some people think these promoters show up at 11 a.m. on a Saturday, right? Put some water on the track and go racing, but that's not the case, and they all do a great job. And by the way, coming out of Speed Weeks, of course, we have Golden Isles in a few weeks. We will be at Atomic Speedway, and that'll be coming up in March, along with Brownstown Speedway in Brownstown, Indiana, and that's coming up in March. In fact, the dates on that race, DJ, March the 22nd at Atomic, the 23rd at Brownstown. And received word last night, a guy coming back in a late model racing there at Brownstown, 9-time modified track champion Matt Boatnick.
Oh, my.
Back has bought a car off of Kent Robinson.
Is he going to be in the Duke Mounts Racing?
No, he went on.
No, okay.
No.
Oh.
He bought a car off of Kent Robinson. Kent is reworking his program a little bit. So Matt Boatnick, 9-time modified track champion at Brownstown, back in a super late model, I believe for the first time since like 1998.
I like the Mike Jewell reference that you had the other night.
How about Cody Mahoney?
Yes, Cody Mahoney
got the
back.
number 4 ready.
Back. It's a good-looking car, too. That kind of a lighter, that baby blue, royal blue, white car, bright yellow number. Yeah, great-looking car. Shout out to Cody Mahoney.
We mentioned the BMF. Derek Groomer, the Bloomington, Indiana hot shoe, runs Superstock Modified. He is going to be
who else can
super late model racing.
Can we bring back Frankie Coomer in the Delbo wrenched 49? Is that? Can we? I know Delbo's still around. Old Del Bowley, that's right.
Right. How about I talked to Steve Cornelius? Remember Steve Cornelius, the Berea Bullet out of Berea, Kentucky? Talked to him, maybe getting something together to run this year. A lot of interest up in our area as far as getting into super late model racing back into
Can we get Steve Hillard back, the Sedora sensation?
Hillard, yes, absolutely. You saw the mayor, Steve Barnett. Congratulations to him, his 7th year as mayor of Franklin, Indiana.
Well, I believe that they are going to bring a couple of these groups, maybe both the groups that are on the track in the infield. And Joe, I'm not sure. We might be ready. We might. No, I'm getting word now that we're not quite ready for qualifying yet for the 604s, but I believe that they are swapping groups right now, Joe.
I believe that's what we're going to do, Dustin. We're going to bring out groups 3 and 4, let them get some laps on the racetrack. The racetrack is coming around. This is just one of those situations you try to avoid, but sometimes it happens, and we're going to do our best and make the best out of it. We rebounded last year with a similar situation like this and made for great racing. So we'll just get the cars out here on the racetrack. The Jet Concrete Works 604 late model division here at All Tech Raceway. They'll let us know when the track is ready to go, and we'll go racing. Hot lap qualifying here tonight for the 604s.
Joe and Austin and DJ, for those fans that I'm watching and saying, man, that thing's slick already. It is slick here at All Tech all the time, isn't it, guys?
It really is. It's a whole nother level of slick, and we typically, we see different, depending on the weather, the humidity here at All Tech Raceway. We see different styles of racing. We never see it get like that on top side too often.
And Joe, one thing, for the fans that are watching at home, they may be looking at this speed shot right now saying, well, what's the issue? The track looks ready to go. But you've been here enough to know that this place, maybe more than any other track that I personally have been to, looks can be very, very deceiving here at All Tech, can't they?
It really can be. And one of the key things, if you listen to Jimmy Owens speak a minute ago, Owens said that this racetrack is just one of the few racetracks that can go through a complete transition with just a little bit of water on it, and that's what we're seeing here. We had to douse it with a little bit of water, and the track looks good, and I believe we'll be ready to go here in just a few minutes, James.
DJ, did you have douse on your bingo card tonight? Joe Kelly has thrown a douse on us.
No, I just had a lens frame to the eye is what I just had.
James, we need to keep an eye on him tonight. This little quirky tonight.
We need to keep an eye on his eyes.
That's right.
We need great death reach. Please send overnight. How old are these glasses you're wearing?
These are about 4 years old. Here's the issue.
Wow.
I have my contact prescription. I don't have my eyeglass prescription, which is different. He needs the eyeglass prescription. So I need to find some way to get that over to Greg. I talked to Greg this morning. He's going to work on that for me. I got to do my part first, though. I got to get him the prescription.
Greg again, sponsoring the 13th place finisher in the A main, and also the most popular driver again. And that voting will start April the 1st. We talked a little bit about the O'Reilly Auto Parts rookie, 20,000 to win an industry record again this year, thanks to Wayne Castleberry for all he's done. Now those drivers, there's possibility 7 or 8 of them could run. They've got until April the 1st to run, so they'll run through Atomic and Brownstown, and then they got to make a decision to declare for Rookie of the Year and go from there. So you're setting up some good possibilities. I mean, you could have Drake Troutman, Tony Jackson Jr., you're going to have Daniel Adam, you could have Bob Gardner, you can go on down the list of drivers that would be eligible for that. Corey Lawler, Dylan McCowan, Brandon Smith, Bob Gardner, Ethan Dotson, as I mentioned. So,
and again,
April the 1st, they've got until April 1st to declare. Speaking, I saw the number 90 car out there. Another guy that's going to go super late model racing this year, Michael Duritsky.
Yeah, he's going to be
Pennsylvania driver in a super late model here this year.
He's going to be in the Tom Crow 40 this year. In a super late model. Look, we one of the things that we know is it's February, right? These are just that you just mentioned drivers that have put down their loyalty deposits.
Right.
We're not dumb. We know we've done this long enough to know how it works. We're not going to say that there's 5 guys committed or 105 guys committed. We know how this works. They're going to go through speed weeks. They're going to take a look at things and. For the love of all things holy, I'm going to say this while I'm on medication right now. If I accomplish nothing else in my life in 2025, and I hope the fans are with me, I'm going to get Lucas and the Outlaws off the same weekend in March. There are 4 weekends in March. Can we please run different weekends in 2025? Give these guys an opportunity. Let's get into April and give them that chance.
Well, we were rained out every race in March and April last year.
Yes, that is true. So was the entire country was.
Talks about commitments and why doesn't Lucas make? We don't put out driver press releases, and Ben does a great job. He'll put out a car owner driver combination, and 2 weeks later they split up. There's nothing you could do about it. Or a driver's going to commit to this or commit to that. Hey, we don't know. We don't even know, and even after speed weeks, you still may not know the whole answer, right, on who's going to run all the races.
You're right. You're exactly right. One thing that we do know is the difference in the Big River Steel Chase for the Championship presented by ARP in
Amazing
2024.
money.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Once again, over $1 million being handed out with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series this year. So it's no longer you lock 4 drivers in and a one race to decide it all. This year, we're going to throw a graphic up on the screen here for you momentarily. There it is. There are the events in the Big River Steel Chase for the Championship presented by ARP. So after the Lucas Oil Knoxville Late Model Nationals, we'll lock in the top 4 drivers. Those 4 drivers will battle it out in these events to determine the champion at Eldora Speedway, October 18th and 19th of the Dirt Track World Championship. And, you know, the one thing that Michael Rigsby said the other night, and I was watching from the condo, that I completely agreed with, there are 5 very different types of racetracks within this grouping right here. You've got the quarter-mile Brownstown. You've got the 3/8 mile at High Bank to Tomic. You've got the half-mile at Pittsburgh. You've got the 3/8 mile at East Bay. And then you've got the half-mile of Eldora as well. And they all race so unbelievably different.
Jackson, $150,000 to win. You've got the night the stars come out with the high-limit racing.
That's going to be fun, by the way.
Pittsburgher, $50K. East Bay, the grand finale, $50K. Eldora, $100K. How do you not run it with the back? And there's 14 races that pay $30,000 or more to win. What I don't understand, DJ, if the drivers are not upset about it, why are some fans upset? No, get out and support these racetracks and these race drivers on the Lucas Oil Series. It's all about the racing, right?
Soapbox James Essex is my favorite James Essex. I love it.
It's like mentioning too many sponsors. Wayne Castleberry, we've got more sponsors in this series, and we are so thankful for each and every one of them. We try to show every one of them love every time out. And man, oh man, I just, anyway.
You did well.
When do people start caring about points? If you're, I don't, it don't matter to me. Because twice in 18 years, it's counted. Other times it's wrapped up by August or September, right?
My paycheck is the same no matter what the format is, so it didn't make a hill of beans difference to
all right. Just get out and support the racetrack, support the drivers, buy the merchandise, do whatever. Let's have fun. That's what we're here for, to have fun. We'll enjoy this. We're putting on a professional show. Let's have at it. We'll be back here tomorrow night at Alltech. Joe, are we ready?
I think we're
DJ,
close.
Are we ready?
I think we're close. Joe Kelly?
I think we're close, guys. I think we're getting there, and we're going to get this. I think we got some thumbs up there just a minute ago. Guys, I want to chime in a little bit on that points. You know, we run points here at Alltech Raceway, and the reason why we do it is just to get a little bit more money back into the drivers that support the racetrack, and that's all. That's it. It doesn't. You know, it's like you said, James, sometimes it's wrapped up mid-season, but all we're trying to do is provide our sponsors for another avenue of advertisement and put a little money back in a driver's hand.
We've got the Brandon Ford TV Challenge. We've got, 14 races, Brandon Ford MAV TV. That's $15,000 to win. You've got the Arizona Sports Shirts Crown Jewel Cup. That is another $15,000. There's so much additional bonus money up for grabs.
It's amazing. I saw that. I saw High Limit is doing a thing where for pre-sale tickets they're going to put those fans in a drawing to win money. Someone actually complained about the way money was given out. I mean, you know, like Earl Balda said, once you can hand a $100 bill to everybody that walks through the gate, and someone would still be upset. I guess.
Yes. Well, guys, here we go. Looks like we're going to roll our cars, some of the cars from the ladder groups back across the racetrack. And the Jet Concrete Works 604 Late Model Division has a great sponsor that comes along with just about every race. That's Ocala Restaurant Supply. Ocala Restaurant Supply supplying a $300 bonus for the fastest qualifier out of this 4-group qualifying session. Austin, what do you think?
I think we're about ready to our hot laps here in a second. We got Group 1 making their way back onto the track. Jeremy Steele there in the 22 out of York, South Carolina, leading the way right now. There you see the 72 car. That's going to be Trevor Collins. Seaford, Delaware is where he calls home, making his trip down to Florida. We have 10 states represented here today in the 604 late model division. Their big race tomorrow night, where we're going to run our heat races along with hot lap qualifying, which is about to start right here. There you see the 14 AJ of AJ Miller, Fultonville, New York. Colton Troyer in the 615 out of Lake Park, Georgia. Ty Giles here in the 10, Norman Park, Georgia. He calls Needmore Speedway home. So we have roughly 40 cars here. I believe 41 is where we were at. Yes, 41 entries for the Jet Concrete Works 604 late models. As I mentioned, their big race tomorrow night, but we're going to qualify them here. We have 4 groups, and the green flag is out. Here we go. Group number 1 on the loud pedal now. As they make their way around the half mile here at Alltech Raceway. Jeremy Steele in the 22. Looks like he'll be the first car to take time here. And you see, Joe, that first lap or so, they're kind of just building up speed. I think the second time around, they'll be a little bit quicker.
Well, it's a little bit slick out there right now. Let's not lie about it. And the heat races will definitely be interesting here tonight. But we did take it with Jeremy Steele. He knocked off a few tenths there. Now he's down to the 21-second range. Let's see here. Actually, Colton Troyer, a 21.267, a 21.267 for Colton Troyer. Bubba Whitener in a 0.5, a 21. And Bubba Whitener goes to the top of the board there, a 21. Jeremy Steele back to the top. Now we're looking in the 22nd bracket.
Yeah, it didn't last long for Bubba Whitener. Jeremy Steele, 20.833. And Troyer now in the 615 top of the board here, 20.768.
Let's just be honest, Austin. These guys are all trying to get right back up to where that black streak was a little bit earlier, but it's not happening. They have actually migrated down towards the bottom section of the racetrack here. Colton Troyer, the driver out of Lake Park, Georgia, a 27.68. A 27.68 so far for him, and we've got 3 laps complete. Actually, coming to the line, it'll be 4 laps complete, and we'll see that group will be done. Colton Troyer, overall fastest in group number 1. Troyer with a 27.68, a 27.68.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, Joe, the groups that we have them in, they're going to be in that same respective group for their heat races later on tonight as well. As we're going to get ready to roll out group number 2. We're going to have the number 17G out of Fort White, Florida for Nevin Gainey. Out of Bronson, Florida, it's going to be the 21 of Arthur Conquest. The 5L of Kenny Limerick out of Cochran, Georgia. The CO2, Tyler Clem, here with the Big Frog Motorsports 604 late model. He's out of St. Petersburg, Florida. David Showers Jr. in the 18 comes to us from St. Augustine. Buckhannon, West Virginia for the 27 of Derek Shaw. Dalton Hopkey back here tonight in the 90 car out of Jacksonville. The 22T, Kennesaw, Georgia's Tim Clark. Then we have the 5W of David Whitener on track out of Middleburg, Florida. And how about the 13-year-old Ellenville, New York's Brock Pinkerus in the 555.
Oh, Bam Bam here with us tonight. One more Whitener. We'd have one for every group here tonight. And keep your eyes on Ivan and Lloyd. Ivan and Lloyd, the professor, 2-time Southern All-Stars champion, here with us, driving for Joe Kump. He was fast in hot laps earlier. Nevin Gainey, the Fort White phenom here, always fast in the Kryptonite car here this weekend. There goes Ivan and Lloyd. He peels out on the front straightaway. Right there, we're watching Brock Pinkerus on the back straightaway. You can see that driver. I talked to him earlier, really nice young man. Does a little live stuff on TV, on his Facebook to kind of keep fans updated. I like that about that young man. There's Ivan and Lloyd right there. Ivan in a Barry Wright icon. H&R Power up underneath the hood there for the WJ Industries. Car number 21 out of DeLand, Florida. Nevin Gainey to Horton's Garage. Car number 17 right there. Ferry Motorsports Supply on the side of that ride. Keep your eyes on him. Nevin, one of those drivers that just loves All-Tech Raceway. David Showers also H&R Performance CVR race car right there. Showers a winner last weekend over at North Florida Speedway, and looks like car number 90 slow on the front straightaway here. We're watching Limerick right there in the Limerick Truck and Tractor. Car number 5 down the back straightaway as the caution flag comes out for what I believe was the 90 of Anthony Corson. So I'll get a little backstory on car number 90. Brand new chassis, just built it, an Innovator race car chassis. First time on the speedway. They had a little practice last night. They had some rear end problems, and they've been trying to get it fixed today. So that's probably what we're looking at with that race car. So how about it? The CO2 of Tyler Clem on the speedway right now. We're looking at him. He's currently at the top of the board with a 20.927, a 20.927 for Tyler Clem.
Yeah, the car's looking real fast right now. Mentioned earlier, he came out here at the end of last year, won his first night out in that car, came back for the Powell Memorial, ran up front as well that night. As the white flag is flying here, there you see Brock Pinker back on our monitor here. The CO2 of Clem continuing to show the way, and it is Ivan Lloyd in the 21. Just want to apologize there. I had Arthur Conquest on the paper, but Ivan Lloyd is indeed in the car here tonight as the checker flag flies on group number 2 for your Jet Concrete Works 604 late models. Hot lap qualifying brought to you by Ocala Restaurant Supply. And it's going to be a 20.772, and Joe, 4 1,000ths off of that $300 bonus from Ocala Restaurant Supply. Right now, it is still Colton Troyer.
Yeah,
overall fast time.
Yeah, Colton laid down a really good lap. So Tyler Clem was trying to knock down that overall fast qualifying award. That is Ocala Restaurant Supply, one of the primary sponsors on that car. You see Whitener's grading on the hood of the CO2. Dave's towing as well. Big Frog Motorsports there for Augie Bertram. Got a couple cars here in competition this weekend. Car number 10.
Number 3.
Yes, here we go.
Going to roll out here. We have the 1L out of Cochran, Georgia for Jason Lyles. The 119, Daytona Beach, Florida resident Joe Belkey. The 29 of Cameron Saunders out of right here in Lake City. The 18B, Mark Fleischer out of Yulee. Mark's been off to a great start this season. We'll see if he can keep it up here at All-Tech Raceway. Hunter Peacock back here tonight in the 16. He comes to us from Macon, Georgia. The 10, Milton, Florida's Joseph Joyner. The 515 of Bubba Rolling out of Clay Hill, Florida. Then we have the 49R of Kyle Lear out of Savannah Park, Maryland. The 39 is Glen St. Mary, Florida's Brandon Wells. And out of Crawfordville, Florida, it's going to be the 55 for Cody Stevens. So green flag out for group number 3. There you see the 39 of Brandon Wells. He's making his way through turns 3 and 4 right now. '29 of Cameron Saunders. As cars making their way by, completing their first timed lap of this group. Right now, Joe Belkey, top of the board, 21.443, but that quickly changes over to Bubba Rolling.
Yeah, it really
21.054.
That was quick. Bubba Rolling laid down a good lap right there. And we'll keep an eye on Jason Lyles there. Lyles is a first-time competitor here, but he's always fast. I've watched him around Georgia race. He's really a fast driver, and looks like that's going to be it. Oh, on in the wall.
That's Hunter Peacock.
It is kind of interesting to see the Dirty Bird in the wall up there. Hunter Peacock in the United Land Clearing Overkill Motorsports Southeastern Ship Repair. Car number 16 is a previous winner here at All-Tech Raceway, and 2022 Harvey Jones Memorial winner, $10,000. That was actually his first trip here to Alltech Raceway, and drove for, I think it was Mark Fleischer that weekend, one of the 18 cars, and was really unbeatable. Led Mark Whitener, about the final 20 laps here for that race, and was just perfect around the Alltech Raceway. So
I was in the grandstands that night, actually.
Yeah.
And he ended up winning the race. Went up to Needmore later that year. Looked like he was going to win one of those Crate Racing USA races. And then Jimmy Thomas just comes out of nowhere.
Came out of nowhere on the last lap.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the early bird up there at Needmore Speedway. Final points race for the Crate Racing USA Touring Series. And, man, that was a great show. And Jimmy Thomas methodically just worked all through the field that night. And really, that's one of his favorite tracks up there. And can't say enough about Adam Stewart and the gang. They do a great job of Crate Racing USA. And two big shows every year right here with the Harvey Jones Memorial. And, of course, this year coming up, the 29th running of the Powell Family Memorial, $29,000 on the line for the Crate Racing USA Touring Series. They'll be in the house. That's at the end of the season. Austin, I believe that's going to be our final race of the year this year, unless something happens to pop up. You know how that tends to happen sometimes.
Yeah, but as it's slated right now, I can't think of a better way. Obviously we're looking way ahead right now, but I can't think of a better way to close out our season than with the Powell Memorial. Just a historic race. We actually have all the previous winners taped to the wall right up above us.
I sure do.
Oh, man, just, and last year's edition of it was just so great. I was really blessed to be a part of it and looking forward to the one coming up at the end of this year as well.
Yeah, and it was very nice to have you to be a part of it with us this year, and I look forward to this year coming as well. It's going to be an exciting event. Again, maybe looking at a couple of different things, just a couple of different tweaks in the program, maybe to the format. We had 83 cars for that event this year. And, Wendell Durrance works very hard on this racetrack, and we want to get in, get out, put on a good show. But at the end of the day, we want our guys to race, and we want the winner and the 83rd car to have laps on this racetrack, because they're spending a lot of money to race. They're spending tons of money on tires and fuel, getting up and down the road, just everything that goes into it. And really, you're doing all that so you could race. So that's what we're looking at. How do we give them more laps and make it to where it's just not, you're handing out trophies for everybody gets a trophy kind of thing. We don't want to do that, but we do want to give them some more laps. So here we go, back under green here, Austin.
Yeah, currently Bubba Rolling still at the top of the board of this group with a 21.054. We'll see if any of them can break down into the 22nd bracket. The previous two groups, we had two cars in the 20.7 range. So as the cars making their way across, looks like no one really picking up any time. You see someone down there searching on the bottom. That's Joe Belkey. If anyone's going to try a different line, it's going to be Joe Belkey.
Joe, with that new Warrior house car, well, it's not actually a house car, but it's a house car south down here. So Joe, we watched him a few weeks ago. He really was good here at Alltech Raceway. Wouldn't surprise me to see him have a great night. We're looking at Bubba Rolling on the screen right now, currently second. Brandon Wells at the top of the board. Let's see what Bubba's got here. Brandon Wells, car number 39, still sits at the top of the speed chart.
Brandon Wells.
Yes. A 29.24. Still, Colton Troyer with that fast lap here, and that was in group number one. Group number one. Tyler Clem was fast in group number 2, and Brandon Wells, car number 39, overall fastest in group number 3. So here comes group number 4. A couple of new cars in this one as well. A new master built with car number 31 of Tim Swartz. The Magic Man in car number 8. In reverence to his uncle, Stevie Whitener, a brand new BMF chassis just picked up the other day, delivered. I think they got back Wednesday night, 9 o'clock or something with the car. Had it here last night. They just wrapped it today, and there's the
Freddie
fastest
Carpenter.
ponytail, Freddie Carpenter, right there. Freddie, nice to have him here. He'll be hanging around Alltech Raceway for the weekend, and he likes racing over here. He's kind of, Him and Nevin Gainey in car number 17, they get along well. They work together well on those Kryptonite race cars, so nice to have him here. There's Kyle Van Sickle in the Van Sickle Machine Shop. Vickers Auto and Stover Sales, car number 3K. Keep your eyes on him. He is another fast driver around here. Tanner English in this group, Cody Jett as well. There's car number 20.
And Chubb Gunter there in the 20 out of Union Grove, North Carolina. He was pretty quick in our initial hot lap session, so we'll see if he can keep it up here in that 20 car. We mentioned Freddie Carpenter, Parkersburg, West Virginia. The one of Tanner English out here. He comes to us from Benton, Kentucky, and I believe our longest haul of the evening for our 604 late models, East Bethel, Minnesota, for the 73 of Larry Fitzsimmons. Right now it is Mark Whitener, car number 8, sitting at the top of the board in this group, 20.930. Tanner English currently sitting in that second spot with a 20.966. Those top two pretty close together. We saw the first two groups, they were getting down in the 7s, and these guys so far only getting down in the 9s. Looks like the track's starting to slow down just a little bit here.
Look at that, Tanner English in the 1G, the Warrior House car, to the top of the board here. Group number 4 with a 20.600. Whitener back to second, a 20.930. Jeff Smith third.
He proved me wrong.
Wow.
I just said the track was slowing down. He clicks off a 60.
He absolutely did. And there's my wife calling on the phone. We got to send that to voicemail. Sorry. All right, so how about that? Tanner English, he's going to be our overall fast qualifier as well. And we're going to take it track side, Austin.
Sure. So I believe that's going to wrap up qualification time trials for the 604s.
How about the Comanche? Is it a Comanche Warrior House car?
I think
What?
so.
Tanner
I
English.
think so, yes. Look at that. How about that top 3? Tanner English, Mark Whitener, Fast Freddie Carpenter. On the scoring in front of us, they have Freddie with a Y.
Freddie with a Y.
Fred.
Not an IE.
We talked to Fred down in the pits a little earlier, didn't we? So he said no East Bay next week for him. He's just got the 604 down here, but he said he is planning on coming back for the grand finale in October as well.
Well, Widener, of course, got in that accident the other night. I guess he's going to work on the open car supermotor and hopefully the supercar, and hopefully have it back next week at East Bay. So, Chubb Gunter, 10th in that group.
Huh. Larry Fitzgerald, or Larry Fitzsimmons, 9th. Was Larry Fitzgerald there for a second. Kyle Van Sickle in relation to Jerry Van Sickle, 6th.
No.
Jeff Smith in relation to, the Jeff Smith.
How about Tim Schwartz in a Mastersville?
Just Schwartz in a Mastersville.
Schwartz in a Mastersville.
Well, there's the Ocala Restaurant and Supply. Beham Graphics. Gardner Energy Services sponsored number 1G of Benton, Kentucky's Tanner English. He's made his way on the front straightaway. And here in just a minute, Joe Kelly will be down there to present him with his check for setting fast time here tonight out of 41. Jet Construction Services 604s. Tanner making his way out of the car right now. And Joe has got the check, and Joe Kelly has got Mike in hand. And so we'll send it down to the front straightaway to Joe Kelly.
Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Overall fast qualifier, the Ocala Restaurant Supply, Tanner English in the Warrior House car. Tanner, man, what a great... Man, this thing come up out of nowhere for you. I know Augie Bertram and you are some friends going way back. You've done some driving for him in the super late model ranks. You get into this car, how's it feel at All-Tech Raceway?
I don't know, actually. I felt a little out of sorts. I'm flopping around in the seat and doing all kinds of stuff in there, so it's kind of weird, but I'm just happy to help Augie out. You know, he called me about 3 o'clock today and said, do you want to drive this thing? So I was like, yeah, I guess so. I'll do it. And so here we are. I didn't expect to be here. I was always good in crate cars, but I don't know. We'll see how we can race.
$5,000 on the line this weekend, and you got a good race car to start it with.
Yeah, I got to thank Augie and Mike and everybody over there at Big Frog. I appreciate them. And, hopefully we can do the same thing in the late model. I qualified a little bit worse in that deal, so we'll see what we can do.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Big round of applause for Tanner English.
$300, not bad at all. Not bad at all.
Did you put that up?
No, if Rigsby had been here, he'd doubled that maybe.
Well, he's here. He's here somewhere.
Well, he is here. So is Augie Bertram. Your
yes.
Dr.
Augie.
Dr. Ted. Who is that? Tish
Augie.
Or Tesh?
You remember Tish? Do you remember Augie Doggy and Doggy Daddy? One of my favorite Hanna-Barbera cartoons back in the day.
Row.
A dear old dad.
He's still got his open late model, right? He's still got a super late model, doesn't he?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, absolutely does. So Tanner English sets the quick time in the 6:04s, and that Mike Knuckles, Augie Bertram 1G Warrior race car. And I believe that we are just about ready to get underway with our opening ceremonies. And so for that, we'll send it back down trackside to Joe Kelly.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate you being here. We appreciate everybody being here tonight at All Tech Raceway. As always, here across the Southeast and all motorsports, we'd ask that everybody please rise in the grandstand and please remove your hats. I've got Ambi Fallstitch here with me tonight. She's going to do our national anthem. But first, we'd like to go to the Lord in prayer. Thank you for removing your hats, folks. Father, we just come to you tonight. Lord, we're just thankful and grateful to be here at All Tech Raceway, enjoying the great sport of auto racing. Father, I lift up each and every person represented in the grandstand here tonight and their families. Lord, if there be any needs, if there be any sick or suffering, I thank you, God, that you could meet those needs any way you see fit. I thank you, God, that you are not limited by time nor space and that you move by your Spirit. So, folks, tonight, if you have a need, we are praying for God to touch your hearts, touch your mind, and meet those needs. Father, we thank you for the great United States of America. We thank you for Lucas Oil Dirt Late Model Series. We thank you for our military men and women, our firefighters, our police officers, right on down to our school janitors. We thank you, Lord, for each and every person that serves in this country. But God, most of all, we thank you for the greatest servant known to mankind, your Son, Jesus Christ. And it's in his name that we pray. And everybody said, amen. Folks, please remain standing for our national anthem, brought to you by Ambi Fallstitch.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, their bones bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Well, thank you, AMB. Guys, back up to you. We're ready to go racing here at All-Tech Raceway.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Joe. Amby, tremendous job on the Star Spangled Banner here tonight at All-Tech Raceway. Tremendous job there. As you may have seen in the background, those of you watching at home on MAV TV on Flow Racing, a little more track prep going to happen before this first Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series heat race rolls on the tracks. We've got just a few minutes here. We'll use this opportunity to step aside and thank some of the fine marketing partners that make this broadcast a possibility. Again, if you're here on the grounds, this is an opportunity for you to stand up, stretch your legs, grab something to eat, maybe use the restroom. If you're watching at home on MAV TV on Flow Racing, don't go anywhere. We'll be back with the Dixie Chopper Winter Nationals presented by E3 Spark Plugs right after this.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers.
For more than 30 years, Lucas Oil Products has been solving some of the most difficult mechanical problems in the automotive, marine, and industrial industries. From our original Core 4 products, heavy-duty oil stabilizer, power steering, stop leak, transmission fix, and fuel treatment, we have now developed over 400 custom products to help solve some of the world's toughest mechanical issues. Go to lucasoil.com to see what we have in store for you. Lucas Oil, it works.
Every race matters for the Big River Steel Chase for the Championship, presented by ARP. The Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series competitors will battle it out at every race for a chance to win the Series Championship and a record total points fund payout of over $1 million. Four drivers will battle for the Series Championship at the season finale to determine the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series champion.
Welcome back to the Dixie Chopper Winter Nationals presented by E3 Spark Plugs here at All-Tech Raceway. As you can see from our drone shot, the pack trucks packing this 1/2 mile oval as they spread just a little more water on this track before the first of 6 Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series heat races coming up here momentarily. They got just a little bit of time here, so for those of you watching at home as part of the MAV TV on Flow Racing broadcast, you may tune in to the race day report every day. I get to do a few of those throughout the year. James, you've jumped in on some of those from time to time, but it's been Michael Rigsby and my stunt double Ben Shelton anchoring those throughout the course of Speed Week. So if you've not yet seen that, those of you watching at home, we're going to go ahead and toss to today's race day report from here at All-Tech Raceway.
Race day report for Friday, February 2nd. As we've changed venues, we made our way to All-Tech Raceway just outside of Lake City, Florida. A big track, but maybe not one of the biggest ones, talking to some of the drivers, but still the biggest we've been to so far. We've had 4 Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series features completed. We've had 2 different winners with Hudson O'Neill, again, who won back on Saturday at Bubba Raceway. Or no, it wasn't Saturday.
It was Wednesday.
It was Wednesday at Bubba Raceway Park. It's happening. And then Ricky Thornton Jr., he's got a couple of wins. But tonight we come here, and we're going to be honest right now, we don't know know how many damn late models are in the pits because they're running crates and they all look the same. And there's a bunch of crates, but we know we're probably going to be up around 50 at least Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series competitors here tonight.
Yeah, there's in the past we've run basically one class, right? There's been some sort of street stock class. I thought that water truck was going to run us over. It's not. It's headed the other direction. They've got a 604 division, Ben, this year, not a 602 division, a 5,000 win tomorrow night. They run their heats tonight. And when you pull in the pits, it's easily the most crowded I have ever seen the pits here because nowadays the 604 guys got nice rigs too, right? So all of them are in the pits. It's the most beautiful, I will say it again, the most beautiful pit area in dirt late model racing is Alltech, the trees and everything that goes along with it. I am a little bummed, and I'm going to tease Rick Schwally about this. If we're right at 50, I'd like to keep it at 4 heats instead of 6 heats because a track this big, even if it's not as big as Devin Moran says it is, I still think 10-car heats make more sense than 7 and 8-car heats on a track this big. But if we hit that 48 mark, we will have 6 heats. I think, again, Ben, 6 heats again tonight at Alltech.
I'm not going to put them on the spot, but because they might not see it before the races, but I did just talk to Assistant Series Director Jeremy Shields, and I reminded him that one time Rick Schwally told me 48's not the say-all, be-all. Damn it, if there's ever places not to say-all, be-all, it should be the... Because here's the thing. Let's think... Well, just soapbox for a second. Let's say we got 48 and we go 6 heats, and then you get a couple guys scratch. Well, now you got 7-car heats at this big mamma jamma. It's all right, Rick Schwally. Watch race day before we go. We'll see how it shakes down.
He will not watch this before we go. But yeah.
We do have some new faces in the pit area today. Amongst those, Chase Younghands, the Kansas driver, his first appearance of Speed Weeks. Corey Hedgecock, he's been doing some great stuff down here, but Hedgecock's got his BMF race car unloaded, and we've seen some speed out of the BMF race cars. Earl Pearson Jr. is getting better every night, and of course, Tanner English a few nights ago was the All-Star Performance Fast Qualifier. That reminds me, tonight we're back to the regularly scheduled start time, 5:15 Eastern Standard Time. We will be live MAV TV on Flow Racing with the pre-race show. Cars tonight, Hot Laps 5:30 on track. Again, MAV TV on Flow Racing, every lap live, and that's all divisions. And big news, Dustin Jarrett is back. Make sure you tune in tonight because we don't know. This could be the last race he ever announces. He might be sick again tomorrow. He got an IV yesterday. Thank you, Augie Bertram. He's going to be back. Michael Rigsby, you will not be in the press box. What are the emotions like right now?
There's no Thunderstocks, so there's really no reason for me to be in the Thunderstocks. I got you, Rich Pratt. I won't cheat on you. Don't worry. Dustin's one of our best friends. He's finally feeling better. Nothing has killed him more than not being in that announcer's booth with his friend and idol, James Essex. I'm happy DJ's back tonight, and I think he's coming back. Listen, you hear these guys walk through the pits, and the Speed Weeks Minute's going to be about this tonight, the technicality of this racetrack. Jonathan Davenport once told me, if you miss it by an inch here, you might as well miss it by a mile. Devin Moran just talked about. They don't even really have to grade this racetrack. They water it, pound it, the clay or whatever it is. The gypsum is so unique here that it's so technical. You can't miss your line by more than that. That's all of that saying. Dustin's coming back to a great place and a great racetrack. Short Track Super Series here next week. You know, they got a lot of races here the next week and a half. It's going to be a good night at Alltech. I really do like this racetrack.
All right, you had some fake news the other day. You said that Ricky Thornton Jr.'s favorite racetrack was Ocala Speedway. Well, he does like it.
Yeah.
This is his favorite one, in fact, and rightfully so last year. He rallied. And by the way, 5 Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series events here. 5 different winners, and he's the most recent one.
I talked to him, so I said, wait a minute. Now, you mentioned to me that Ocala was your favorite, and I just talked to him before we came and shot this. He goes, well, Ocala's kind of my favorite, but I think Alltech's my favorite. I'm like, I'm going to get a printed list from you to know what your favorite racetracks are. He mentioned what I just talked about. I love how technical it is, and a guy that's as good as Ricky Thornton is going to like a more technical racetrack. The more driver skill it takes to drive a place, the more the guy with a lot of skill is going to like the racetrack, and I think that's why the JDs and Morans and Jimmy Owens just love this place because it is a driver's racetrack. It's big but slick. You don't often see that.
Tonight's going to be a bit faster moving show than maybe tomorrow. Tonight, we've got a complete show for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, round 5 of the season, 12,000 to win, a 50-lap finale. The 604 late models are
saying 602.
They're going to hot lap qualify and run heats tonight. Tomorrow night, they'll run B mains. They'll run a 50-lap 5,000 to win feature, and also the Crown Vics is when we might see Michael Rigsby back on the.
I will be back. I got a bounty in my mind for the Crown Vics already, so stay tuned.
And Dustin will probably be sick again by tomorrow.
Likely might not make the night, actually. So.
We believe in you, DJ. But yeah, as we get set for tonight, any final thoughts before we do our picks as you come here to, again, what is definitely, there's nowhere else. Even Volusia has a different, it's just got a different MO than this place. What's your thoughts before we do our picks?
What I love about, I've used the word romantic many times during the Speed Weeks, and that's been by design, because I think Speed Weeks, we've teased this a little bit, Speed Weeks, as we know, we were just talking to Donald Bratcher about this, is like likely going to change next year. When you take East Bay out, it shuffles the deck completely. And part of the reason that I think Speed Weeks is so romantic is not just the night after night racing, but the different kinds of racetracks you go to. You start on this red clay, classic, aggressive, fast Golden Isles. You go to Ocala, one of the weirdest shaped, it's an avocado places. You immediately leave Ocala and come to this big kind of paperclip half mile. It's one of the slickest half miles in the country. Then you go to East Bay, then Volusia. Used to be black dirt, it's a little sandy now. You bounce around all these different varieties of racetracks, and I like that, and that's what I'm most excited about tonight is Ocala, super weird, Alltech, super weird in a different way, and we have those on back-to-back nights, and I'm excited about that. I'm going to pick first. I'm going to cut you off.
What if I said no?
No, too bad. Ricky Thornton Jr., RTJ, his favorite track, gets a win tonight. Boom, picking first.
So I get the field.
No, you have to pick one guy, and we're doing pretty good. 2 for you, 1 for me. We've got 3 winners so far.
I feel like tonight, I want to say Hudson, and I'm sorry, Huddy. I feel like tonight, Davenport. I feel like Jonathan Davenport. I feel like that they missed it a little bit in the features at Bubba. They actually had a throttle spring issue. The throttle was sticking back on Wednesday night. I found that out. I think tonight, Jonathan Davenport, though, I think he is going to go to Lucas Oil Victory Lane. And since I did that, I probably just guaranteed the win to Hudson because I jinxed Davenport. But I think it's a good pick.
Will be a surprise winner, and Tim Truex and I are like, you're out of your mind. It's one of the 5 or 6 best guys right now. It's 49. It's 20 RT. It's Rocket 1. It's one of those 4, 5, 6 guys. McCready. Those are your winners tonight.
What if Clay Harris or Corey Hitchcock, and I could be wrong, I think he won the big Crate Powell Memorial here last year. What if one of those two go?
It'd be cool. It'd be cool if one of those happened. I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's one of the big 5 or 6 win tonight.
That's my parlay bet, though. If I don't get it right with Davenport and one of those guys win, then I still win, right?
No, but Clay Harris would be super badass if he won this race tonight. I would love it. So.
All right. He guaranteed me that he was going to win a Speed Weeks event. He said this was his best shot. He said, I won from 23rd there, but not in a super late model field like this. So we're going to find out, guys, again, 5:15 p.m. Eastern. We go live, MAV TV on Flow Racing. We also continue. We've got the free flows. We've got notebooks. We've got highlights. And, again, the drive home afterwards. It'll be on the Dirt on Dirt Facebook page roughly 30 minutes after the race. And Flow Racing and on Dirt on Dirt's Facebook. Thank you. That's why I've got him here. He helps sometimes. They're going to be on both of those. About 30 minutes after the checkered flag drops tonight, you'll be able to get those dialed in. So, again, Speed Weeks 2024. We've moved to a new venue, but the party continues. So make sure you don't go anywhere because we got you covered wall to wall.
I mean, with friends like Michael Rigsby and Ben Shelton, who needs enemies, right? I mean, I thought those guys were my good friends, James. You heard what they said.
I've got your back. You
Thanks,
know that,
buddy.
Brother.
I appreciate
you're back, and we're looking forward to it tonight. Yeah, I mean, Davenport, not a good qualifying run outside of row 3 and heat number 3, but I'll tell you what, we had a good feeling there tonight. We might have a first-time winner, right? And it was close, but see what happens here tonight. Looking forward to your advice.
And again, water the track again. A slight rework here. These heat races are going to have good cars scattered throughout the fields in each of these heats. 6 heat races, no more than 8 cars in a heat race for the most. I think the first heat's got 9 in it, so there will be an opportunity for those guys to work their way up through the field as well. 8-lap heats, big half-mile racetrack. You never know what's going to happen.
And I do hear the cars, the engines, they're making their way to the staging area. So the winner of Pensky Shocks Heat number 1, DJ, will be on the Victory Fuel. Welcome Victory Fuel to the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Will be our Pole Award winner.
Get me some Victory Fuel and Hoist IV level hydration, both. I'm going to get that as we step aside and thank the folks that make the broadcast a possibility. When we come back, we will have, hopefully, Pensky Shocks Heat Race number 1 lined up in staging. Don't go anywhere. You are watching the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series from Alltech Raceway. This is MAV TV on Flow Racing.
Hey, you ready to go to my mom's?
Well, I can't go today. I have to mow. It's probably going to take all day.
Well, that's too bad. Don't work too hard.
Dixie Chopper. Speed when you need it.
Visit your local Dixie Chopper dealer today or visit dixiechopper.com.
Hey, hon. Yard looks great.
Big River Steel, we've always been known as innovators. We dared to make new rules as the world's first flex mill, including supplying the auto and electrical industries with steels that other mills like us can't, all while showing what it means to be a sustainable steelmaker. We're proud to be the world's first and only LEED-certified steel production facility. Now, as part of U.S. Steel, we're committed to making steels that are best for all. You could say it's the innovator in us.
The Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series is brought to you by General Tire. For whatever you do, General Tire delivers. By Dixie Chopper, the world's fastest lawnmower. And by Lucas Oil, keep that engine alive. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Dixie Chopper Winter Nationals presented by E3 Spark Plugs here at All-Tech Raceway. Dustin Jarrett on the air with you alongside the Hall of Famer James Essex, Ben Shelton. Joining us in the infield, another track prep session has just wrapped up. They've got Pensky Shocks Heat Race number 1 on the track, rolling this thing in. And Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series Director Rick Schwally just came over and told us it could be a few minutes. He said need to blow a little bit of this slime off the racetrack, do the whole thumbs up, thumbs down thing. And again, we say it all the time, James. We want to make sure the track is good. We don't want to make sure it's too wet, and especially on a track of this size. The last thing you want to do is send these guys off into turn 1 full speed, full send, and have half the field end up in the outside wall.
Because no doubt it's slippery in that wall, as we saw last year. Shane Clanton, remember that? He about went into the ballpark here last year. So for you fans here at the racetrack, or if you're at home, coming out tomorrow night, Arizona Sports Shirts, theguiderace.com, official Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series racewear back there. Make sure you stop there after the heat races, or if you get here early tomorrow, and all the other vendors back there. Support these race teams. It's a long 2 to 3 weeks for a lot of them. And get back there and support them. They've got a lot of new merch back there as well, and most of the teams that are here tonight. So Heat 1 out there, Pensky Shocks Heat 1. We're going to bring out Heat 2. Dustin Summit Racing Equipment Heat number 2. How about Daniel Adam? Good qualifying run in this first heat race. He's going to start 4th in the 75. Hopes to run the full season this year in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series for the O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, and just I feel like we say this about a lot of guys, man. Just a good dude too. His dad Joe and everyone. They're just good people. They're a pleasure to talk to in the pit area, and you and I were commenting offline or off during the commercial break that always a lot of talk about guys getting out of racing or getting out of super late model racing, but you don't really hear about the guys that are getting into it or the guys that are moving up. And not that Daniel Adam has. He's been a super late model driver for the last few years, but I think sometimes that gets lost in the shuffle. Guys have always got out of racing, right? Has it been a little higher here in the few years? Yeah, I think.
Well, there's guys retired. There's guys that have family commitments and all that. And another driver I mentioned, I believe this past week, Braden Berry, the West Portsmouth, Ohio driver. Of course, he's been a modified standout there in Southern Ohio for many years. He's going super late model racing. Hopefully, he's going to debut that coming up in March. I got a message from Michael Duritsky. We mentioned him.
Yeah.
Moving up to super late model racing for the team he's going to be driving for.
The Tom Crow 40.
Yep. So, man, a lot of guys, and like I said, it's not a perfect world, but we all know it's expensive. Everyday life's expensive, right? I mean, you go to the gas pumps, you go to the grocery store. Like my health insurance went up like $80 a month, so it's like it's just part of life, and everything that goes into racing. If you can afford to do it, and they do it.
Yeah.
And so, we had 3 drivers that made $1 million last year, right?
They
made $1 million. You had a driver the year before that made $2 million, and it's like, yeah, but how much are they spending? I don't know. That's up to them. They can spend whatever they want to spend, but we can't do it with all these great sponsors. Just like with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, all the great people that we have, a lot of new ones that have come on board this year, and of course Dave Warren Power Sports sponsoring the cautions and
the side-by-side, the UTV giveaway for fans as well, DaveWarrenSegway.com.
Right, to register, and they'll give that away, a 2024 Segway UT10 side-by-side.
And again, man, that's a good. I'm not lying when I say this. I got to talk to Dave and his crew because we are actually in the market for a new side-by-side at the Double J Farm. So, Dave, if you're out there listening, I need to connect with you, my friend. And,
right. Don't forget the Buzz. The Buzz bike, yeah.
I would love to have.
See it down here on the Midway.
I'd love to have one of those as well. My diet thinks otherwise, though. Especially this steroid, man. I have been. I look like Fred Flintstone.
I don't want you to get suspended for PEDs or anything.
Not entirely sure what the good doctor gave me yesterday. I just know that I am. I feel better today than I have felt since well before I left, about 2 weeks.
I'm glad to hear that. We're all glad to hear that.
How much are we looking forward to East Bay next week?
I wanted to touch on that. I was walking through the parking lot. DJ was bench pressing a Hyundai out there. Like, I don't know what they gave him, but it helped.
Move over, Vic Hill.
That's right. Oh, man, yeah. I tell you what, guys, they're getting this thing rolled in. It is very deceptive. It is definitely a lot slimier in some spots than it probably looks from the perch that you guys sit in, so that's why they're continuing to roll this racetrack in.
Yeah, we mentioned that earlier, Ben. You're exactly right. It's a deceptive racetrack. For the fans that are watching at home, Tiffany, if we can keep this camera angle just a little bit, the very high side of turn number 4, it'd be the far right side or far left side of your screen over there. You actually see the light kind of glaring off as far left as you can see on your screen. Yeah, there it is, glaring off that top side of the racing. You see the tire tracks in it there as well. That's a great shot by Kyle Windsor, Steve Gigas up top shooting for us here tonight. That right there showed you just how slick this racetrack is. To Ben's point, it's still very slick and incredibly deceiving from the naked eye, or even from the folks sitting here in the grandstands.
Well, Wendell Durant's the promoter. He wants a top-notch show, and we've had several here over the years, and so it's Friday night. I know you'd love to get done early, but tomorrow night we'll run for 15K, 12K tonight. So what else we're going to do on a Friday night, right? I know we'd love to get out of there like we did the other night. We got done, at 9, quarter after 9, 9:30. East Bay next week, you know how it goes there. And
how much you looking forward? Be honest with me. The lots of emotions, right? The final.
Well, I haven't really thought much about it, because doing that grand finale. But yeah, it's been. We've been going down there since 2005. I just remember the first time we went there in 2005, and we averaged 117 cars a night, and running 8 and 9 heats, 4 B mains, and all that, and just all of the it's just with I-80 going away and other tracks have gone away. It's just, why is it the good ones? Why is it the good ones? And I get all of it. Just get out and support it. I think it'll be packed every night. We had great crowds there last year. I think it'll be just packed again this year.
No, it'll be more than packed. I think.
Yeah, more than packed.
Call the fire marshal. Actually, don't call the fire marshal. We
got to bring back that broadcasting crew of John Mason and George Lee and Mike Jewell and Josh.
Got a message from George Lee
the
today.
General,
yes. The general messaged me today. Absolutely. Yep. Yeah. Bart Hartman. We had Bart on.
Bart. Yeah.
We had quite the crew on those broadcasts.
What was that? Was that 06, 05?
The first year that we did it was 05 and 06. Spanky, Michael Despain, joined me on the internet broadcast.
You were behind me, right?
We were in the same room as you. Yes, that was before. That was before they built the little partition in the wall.
Todd Hutto did that, the James Essex wall down there.
The James Essex wall, the Great Wall of East Bay.
But we missed Gene Lynch. Gene passed away, a few years ago?
Yeah.
Or earlier, and we miss her and her checkered flag shoes and her drawing of the Strawberry Dash on index cards out of a hat or whatever it was. Just, man.
I'm sure that Al Varlador is wrapped up in his modified race down there today.
Yeah.
But for the love of all things holy, can we get a 6-day armband down there this year? Can we please just get one 6-day armband and not wait in line?
It's above our pay scale, buddy. I do not know.
I'm refreshed. I'm coming back. I'm trying to change things. I'm trying to get Lucas and the Outlaws off the same weekend in March. I'm trying to get 6-day armbands at East Bay. I can only do so much here. My wheels have been spinning while I've been laid up in the condo there.
People just think we show up at the track like at 4 o'clock or something, and but
that was probably
all the work that and I want to compliment you guys. Last year I was kind of, after Rick Showman passed away, I was kind of down in the dumps last year. Didn't know if I wanted to do this or not, and you guys come along and really rejuvenated me, and man, I really appreciate it. Had a good time last year, and this year we're going to have a good time, a lot of great racing, and it's what it's all about, dirt late model racing.
It is. We're gonna have a good time this year for sure, man. It's you and I talked about this for a long time now. The opportunity to do this again. We've had the opportunity to call the Big East at Eldora for a long time now, which has been great. You and I got to almost 20 years ago now. As crazy as it sounds, you and I first had the opportunity to work together on the old O'Reilly Battle of the Bluegrass tour.
Yeah.
That was it's hard to believe it's been 20 years ago now, but it's been fun, man. It was a lot of fun last year. It absolutely very honestly, it depressed me to not get to work these events the last week or so. with you. But
that's tough. It's been tough, and
we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna go out with a bang here.
We're gonna be all right. East Bay is gonna be fun. If we have 6 races next week, 6 different winners would be awesome. If we have a lot of we had 2 first-time winners last year. And Ryan Gustin and Ashton Winger and all that. And Ben, don't remind me of the piercinger tattoo that I still got coming.
Yeah, I was watching at home, by the way. I do seem to remember that. I seem to remember that.
I don't. I think it got erased off of the replay. I'm not sure.
The Zapruder film. The Zapruder film has been misplaced.
We want to mention the other night on the broadcast, you had the Mark Whitener, the Tyler, all that. Did not have the replay. So, I know conspiracy theories abound about whatever. No, that's not the case. So,
Yeah.
Mark Whitener got his car tore up. Yeah, he was unhappy. Hopefully he'll be back at East Bend. He's here tonight in a crate, and hopefully he'll get his super car back coming up here for Monday.
If anyone wants to know the chaos that goes on inside a production trailer, I did post a video on Twitter last week. The only race I've been to when I helped a little bit, and I use the term help very loosely. With production last Thursday at Golden Isles, you can go through and search my post on Twitter and see, and that was just during qualifying, where it's a lot more tame, so to speak, than an actual race. So,
and we have 4 cameras. It's not like we have 2 or 1. But we got 4 cameras. Everybody does a great job. Tiffany does a great job.
And it's not like a NASCAR race where they have over 40 cameras as well.
Right,
I mean, it's that is. We're not there. No.
We're not perfect, but I mean, you go back 5 years ago, there was nothing live.
That's right.
I mean, we had some dirt on dirt. We had dirt on dirt pay-per-views.
We did.
And now every race is live. We know we're under a microscope. Where you got the top dirt late model sanctioning body in America. You're under a microscope. Everything is looked at, and we understand that. We've all got thick skin, but some people just still don't understand. I mean. Just like Garrett Smith the other night.
You're an elitist.
Had the elitist. I mean, he had the wrong tire on. You had 28 other guys had the right tire on. Well, if it had been so-and-so, no. Canute is doing a great job. Our new tech guy, Canute, doing a fabulous job. And, they're going to test him. They're going to test him on stuff, and they already have. And he's doing a great job. I just wanted to say that.
Absolutely. It's not easy. If it was easy, everybody would do it, right?
That's right.
Well, they got the drivers. You may have seen there from one of our cameras a few of the drivers tapping the roof of their race car, signifying to Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series Director Rick Schwally how the track is. I'm not sure exactly what he's asking them, but it looks like they need to get the corners just a tick better, and I think we should be good to go. With Pensky Shocks Heat Race number 1. Again, each of our 6 heat races will be 8 laps in distance tonight. Top 3 will transfer to the A main, and I believe we've got heats 1, 2, and 3. We've got all of Group A on the racetrack, so we'll give the guys in heats 2 and 3 the opportunity to exit the racetrack here momentarily, and they will get turned back around and lined up. Heat race number 1 will be left to battle here in just a few minutes, again for 8 laps, with the top 3 transferring to the A main.
And again, we want to thank Brandon Ford doing the Brandon Ford TV Challenge again. And we had one last Saturday night, a MAV TV show. When is that going to be on? In a couple weeks on Monday, maybe?
Let's see, that should be this upcoming Monday. It should be like 4 days from now, I believe. So looks like Summit Racing Equipment Heat number 2 is going to make its way back into the staging lane, and then there was one.
But again, thanks to O'Reilly Auto Parts, $20,000 to win this year, and again a record in dirt late model racing. And not only that, but $10,000 in contingencies, DJ, and that is spectacular. And we should have a great rookie class. Again, they have until April 1st to do that. So heat number 1, are you ready, my friend? Welcome back, Pensky Shocks Heat number 1.
It's going to line up like this. Your pole sitter be the driver out of Martinsville, Indiana, in the SSI Motorsports 20 RT, Ricky Thornton Jr., and on his outside out of Great Court, South Carolina, in the 44, it's Chris Smokey Madden.
Going to be Ross Robinson, the Dutch Star Motorsports number 7 out of Georgetown, Delaware. And a driver competing for the O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year. Best qualifying run he's ever had with us, Daniel Adam. He comes to us out of Wade, North Carolina in 75.
Third row back on the inside, and that Greg Bruning 157, Tennessee's Mike Marlar. And on his outside, out of Bear Lake, Pennsylvania, Rick Boom Briggs in the 99B.
Dalton Wilson got to get the James Ratliff car up there. He starts inside row 4. He's out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. Chase Young ends at his Speed Weeks debut. The 18 out of Manhattan, Kansas. And Corey Lawler, hoping to run the full Lucas Oil Tour this year for O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year out of Hanover, Pennsylvania, 93. The branded Ford Pace truck, 8 laps. Top 3 transfer, DJ, and the winner will start in the Victory Fuel pole here tonight.
Absolutely.
At All-Tech.
Absolutely, my friend. Well, the Brandon Ford Pace truck has made its way on the track, and that means we are just about to go racing. Flagman's going to give him the high sign. This time by RTJ, Ricky Thornton Jr. Going to start on the pole. Ricky Thornton Jr., of course, a winner here at All-Tech last year, already a pair of wins this year. And for the last 2 seasons, he has been third in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series point standings. And Chris Smokey Madden, runner-up in last year's World of Outlaw Series point standings on the outside. A pair of up-and-comers in row 2 with Ross Robinson and Daniel Adam.
Ricky Thornton Jr., 30 career wins in the Lucas Oil Series 2 this year. Chris Madden, 18 career wins at the Nutrient Ag Solutions Start Zone. Heat number 1 here tonight at All-Tech. For the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, 8 laps, top 3 transfer to the big show tonight, DJ.
Green flag is out, and we're underway in Pensky Shocks Heat Race number 1, and RTJ is going to get the whole shot into turns 1 and 2 to leave Ross Robinson and Chris Madden battling side by side for second. Down the back straightaway, Ross Robinson going to inch ahead with Smokey battling back on the outside.
They'll tiptoe into turn 3. Good battle there for second. Madden gets about round him. Here comes Ross at the bottom. Ross will go back to second. Ricky Thornton Jr. out in front. Again, the winner starts on the pole tonight's A-Main, 50 laps. How about Ross Robinson? Amanda Robinson, his wife, turning the wrenches on that car. Luke Eller, crew chief, Rick Eckert helping him out, but right now it's all RTJ with 2 in the books.
You know, Ross Robinson, when I think of Ross Robinson, I think of a guy that likes big racetracks, right? He kind of cut his teeth on some of those big racetracks in the Mid-Atlantic. I put him on my dirt draft team, James. I thought he might be pretty good, and just as I say that, I jinx him. He slips up a little bit coming off turn 2. That opens up the door for Chris Madden.
In that Dryden 44, here comes Dalton Wilson. Dalton Wilson again started back in 7th in that James Ratliff 18D. Trying to get behind his fellow Rookie of the Year competitor a few years ago in the series, Ross Robinson. But right now, Madden cutting that lead down. It was 1.2 seconds as they come up on the halfway mark, and Chris Madden's going to get closer here with 4 down and 4 to go.
Chris Madden's got a hot ride here, James, as he is indeed closed in on Ricky Thornton Jr. just a little bit. That last time by RTJ, though, able to put another 10 between himself and the 44. Madden's been able to quietly pull away from the 7 of Ross Robinson, and a battle behind Robinson as Mike Marlar tries to gain ground on the 18 of Dalton Wilson.
Marlar searching there out of turn 2. Now he'll dive back to the bottom. So the top 2 are solid right now, Thornton and Madden. Right now, Ross Robinson in the 3rd spot. Wilson, Marlar. How about Corey Lawler? A shout out to him with the 93 car right in there. So that 3rd spot, the final transfer spot, as Marlar goes to the top again out at 2, DJ.
You know, I've been watching him, James. He's been working that top side the last few times down in turns 1 and 2, trying to hit his marks right and get a good run. He's finally able to do it right there. As you'd mentioned, only the top 3 transfer into the main event right now. He's 2 spots out, 2 laps remaining in this one, and the lead duo's pulled away from this battle for 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
9/10 of a second. The Barons' performance, 1 lap to go. Man trying to make it a little bit closer for the Victory Fuel pole. Robinson trying to hold on for that 3rd spot. Meanwhile, Wilson and Marlar shooting it in there to turn 3. Final lap in heat number 1, DJ, and we're going to have a battle for 3rd here on this final lap. Marlar and Wilson side by side for 4th.
Yeah, meanwhile, there's going to be a battle for the lead down the back straightaway, as on the left side of your screen, you see Chris Madden peek a nose to the inside of Ricky Thornton Jr. Battle for the transfer on the right side. Checkered flag is out, and RTJ is going to hold off Chris Madden and get the win in Pensky Shocks Heat Race number 1. Battle for the final transfer comes down to the line. Give it to the 7 of Ross Robinson. He'll take that 3rd and final transfer with Dalton Wilson, Mike Marlar, Corey Lawler, Chase Young Hands, and Boone Briggs on the outside looking in. So the 3rd and final transfer spot will go to the 7 of Ross Robinson. Finishing in 2nd, it's going to be the 44 of Chris Smokey Madden, and the winner of Pensky Shocks Heat Race number 1 He's going to make his way down to talk to Ben Shelton here momentarily. He is in the SSI Motorsports, Coltman Farms, Big River Steel, Hoker Trucking, Dyno One Incorporated, sponsored number 20 RT, a 40-time winner last year and already a pair of wins this year. It's going to be Ricky Thornton Jr., and RTJ has made his way down to Ben Shelton.
A year ago tonight, Ricky Thornton Jr. went to Lucas Oil Victory Lane as a VLAN feature winner. He did it from the second starting spot. Tonight, he'll be in the Victory Fuel flavored electrolyte water pole position as he goes after his third win of the year. Ricky, you got the win in this race a year ago, and the racetrack seems tricky as ever. What was the biggest takeaways from that heat race?
I mean, the biggest thing was just making sure I didn't run over Madden on the start there. It's a little slimy still, but I feel like the problem is we can work it in anymore. It's going to be just rubber. So hopefully they'll get the blade out here before the feature. But either way, we got a really good car. It was really good qualifying there. Got to give a big shout out. Hoker Trucking, Big River Steel, Coltman Farms, Chris, the Midwest Sheet Metal. I always forget him. So hopefully I have a good car here come later.
Ricky Thornton Jr., he wins Pensky Shocks Heat Race number 1, Guys Summit Racing Equipment Heat number 2, up next for the third starting spot in tonight's 50-lap feature.
So Ricky Thornton Jr., the Midwest Sheet Metal points leader. All right, coming up next, Summit Racing Equipment Heat number 2 on the pole, driving the JCM Motorsports Colt Miller 19M. Out of Meridian, Mississippi, it'll be Spencer Uset on the outside, the Roberts Racing 58. Out of Las Cruces, New Mexico, it's Garrett Alberson.
Row 2 possible Riley Auto Parts Rookie of the Year candidate. On the inside, he's the defending MLRA Rookie of the Year. It's going to be Dylan McCowan in the 8, and on his outside, out of Ocala, Florida, another young up-and-comer, the 388 is Jackson Heiss.
Brendan Smith driving the 17 SS, a possible O'Reilly Auto Parts candidate for Rookie of the Year out of Dade City, Florida, and a driver who has already announced a run for Lucas Oil Rookie of the Year in the Capital 25 House Car of Lebanon, Missouri, of Tony Jackson Jr.
Kyle Bryant out of Navarre, Florida, starts inside row 4. Kylan Garner is scheduled to be on his outside, and it looks like he is not able to answer the call, so we will have a 7-car heat race on this monster half mile. 8 laps will be the distance. And the top 3 transfers, Summit Racing Equipment, heat number 2. This one ought to be interesting. Spence on the pole, Garrett Alberson on the outside.
At the NutriDAC Solutions start zone, here they come off of turn 4. Hughes in that JCM Motorsports car, that team based in Birmingham, Alabama, coming off a 2-3-year stint with the Professional Concrete PCC Motorsports team, and Hughes will have the lead. And how about Tony Jackson Jr.? Impressive first lap from 6th to 3rd, DJ.
Yeah, he works that Capital House car to the inside of the racetrack to near perfection. At the end of lap number 1, he finds himself in 3rd. There's a good look at the number 25. Always a clean-looking race car, that Superior Power Custom Homes. Keith Hammett Trucking, number 25. As we look behind him now, it's the battle for 4th. Dylan McCowan in the 8, Jackson Heiss in the 388, and that's Keith Bryant. Keith Bryant, that is Kyle Bryant in the 79.
I thought you about said Keith Burner. Here they go into 1.
The former Wayne County the 1990 Wayne County Speedway track champion.
Spencer Hughes right now lead about 6-7 car lengths. It's 1.1 on the scoring monitor. Tony Jackson Jr. in the 2nd spot. He's a 5-time Mars, 2-time Lucas Oil MLRA champion. You know, Shane Clanton's given him, Clanton has been here a lot, obviously, and has run very well, giving him some pointers as he'll dive into turn 1. So the top 3 have pulled away. Dylan McCowan runs in 4th. Meanwhile, it's down to 0.8 of a second. Garrett Alberson slowly but surely trying to reel in Spencer Hughes off at turn 4. Down the main straightaway at the halfway mark of Summit Racing Equipment heat number 2. You see how entered high in that corner did Alberson. He'll try to diamond it off, and here he comes down the back straightaway.
Yeah, he's been able to gain just a little bit on him here the last couple laps. Spence had about a 2.5 lead just a few laps ago. Last time by, 0.6 was the advantage for the driver out of Causeyville, Mississippi. We'll see if he is able to maintain 0.6 this time by. Actually, he puts a 10th on Garrett Alberson, makes it 0.7 of a second. Garrett Alberson right now seems content to ride in the 2nd spot. Just behind him, Tony Jackson Jr. in 3rd. Those 3 drivers have a whale of a margin over the battle for 4th, and right there, Jackson Heiss is able to take that 4th spot away from Dylan McCowan. James, that is 1 spot out of a transfer.
Yeah, Heiss back with us after going over the wall at Golden Isles. Right now, the Tony Jackson Jr. is making up a little bit of time. He's 0.7 of a second behind Alberson. And the Barron's performance, 1 lap to go. It's been all Spencer Hughes, the Mississippi driver, off of turn 4. Again, the winner starts inside row 2. Here comes Tony Jackson Jr. in 25, DJ. Final lap.
Final time around, the Barron's 1 to go. Spencer Hughes out front in that JCM Motorsports Yellowhammer Design and Construction Clyburn tank lines. One of your favorites, Neon Bubbles.
Don't forget Neon Bubbles.
Neon Bubbles car wash number 19 going to come off corner number 4. Checkered flag is out, and he's going to get the win here in Summit Racing Equipment Heat 2. Garrett Alberson second, Tony Jackson Jr. third. Those 3 drivers with nearly a full straightaway on the rest of the field. There it is, Jackson Heiss 4th, Dylan McCowan 5th, Kyle Bryant finishes 6th, Brendan Smith 7th, and Kylan Garner was a DNS. So finishing 3rd, it is the 25 of Tony Jackson Jr. Second is going to be the 58 of Garrett Alberson. And the winner of Summit Racing Equipment Heat number 2, again, in that JCM Motorsports Yellowhammer Design and Construction Clyburn tank lines, Neon Bubbles car wash number 19 in. It's going to be Spencer Hughes gets the job done. 12th in last year's Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series points. He's a 3-time winner. 1 year ago was Spencer Hughes, and he is going to pull down into Veland Victory Lane and grab a word with our very own Ben Shelton.
Yeah, I think all 3 of those wins came in various events at Wynot Motorsports Park in different divisions. He pulls the JCM Motorsports number 19 down. He was 10th in this race a year ago, and tonight he is going to try to get his first Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series win. Well, Spence, you've always seemed to have speed at this racetrack. What is it about Alltech that fits your driving style?
I don't know. This place just, it's really, really slick. It's one of the slickest places we go to in the country, and I've just always had good luck, just traction hunting around the bottom, and so maybe if we can keep it out of these skidder tires, we'll be okay.
All right, a big smile on his face. He cut his teeth at places like Wynot Motorsports Park and Magnolia Motor Speedway, 2 places that get really slick. He's looking good here tonight in the 19M. Up next, Earnhart Technologies Group Heat Race number 3.
Absolutely, Ben. Thanks a lot. A good look at Spencer Hughes there. And there's a good look at the pit area from our drone as well. I love the drone shots that Ian Maui has done with us here during Speed Weeks. James, here's the lineup for Earnhart Technologies Heat Race number 3. Your pole sitter in this one out of Milton, Florida. It's going to be Joseph Joyner in the 10, and on his outside, can I say it, out of New Berlin, Illinois in the B5, it's Brendan Shepard.
Perfect. Chad Tootin, 2022 National Late Model Series champion. He was second in that points. His super late model debut tonight at a Blackshear, Georgia in 51. And Donald McIntosh in the Billy Hicks double nickel, the 79. He's out of Dawsonville, Georgia.
It's D-Mac. Not Dustin McCarty. That's D-Mac, no. Donald McIntosh. Fear the Beard, Tyler Bruning out of Decorah, Iowa, starting inside row 3. On his outside, Superman Jonathan Davenport, 4-time series champ in the Double L Motorsports 49.
Coleman Farms 174. Ethan Dotson out of Bakersfield, California. Chris Hawkins, the USA 1. Out of Neosho, Missouri. Earnhart Technology Seat number 3, the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. The winner starts inside row 3. And Joseph Joyner, his first late model race of the season, and Brandon Shepard off at turn 4 at the Nutrient Ag Solutions start zone. We are underway in the 3rd heat.
Joseph Joyner, second in last year's Hunt the Front point standings. The Super B100 champ tries to keep Brandon Shepard at bay. Shep in that Hoist IV level hydration B5 on the outside, not able to get the run. Joseph Joyner going to win that drag race into 3 and 4 as they roll off corner number 4 at the end of lap number 1. It is going to be Joseph Joyner leading the way.
Joyner had that good run here a few years ago in a car that was like 10 years, a motor that was like 10 years old or something. As they come out at turn number 2 down the back straightaway, he has the lead. Shepard, Bruning second and third. Brandon Shepard comes into this race 5th in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series championship points off at turn 4. Joyner, the Milton, Florida driver, looking good in the 1.
Joseph Joyner's got a 1.4 second advantage over the battle on your screen. Brandon Shepard has it. Tyler Bruning trying to take it away. One thing that I've noticed is we saw Mike Marlar make some ground up on the high side down in turns 1 and 2 and get a great run down the back straightaway. Nobody else has been able to sneak up there down in turns 1 and 2. We've seen a few guys fan out down in 3 and 4, but down in turns 1 and 2 right now, I don't know if it's just too crummy up above it or what. It looks cleaned off from up here, but again, it looks extremely deceiving. I'm certainly not sitting behind the wheel of a race car as well. And again, you see there on your screen as one car gets out of shape, the 51 51 of Chad Tootin. And man, this all happens right in front of Jonathan Davenport as well. As Jonathan Davenport back here battling right now with Chris Hawkins, Donald McIntosh, and the 51 of Chad Tootin. But again, as I was saying, James, whoever you are, back up near the front of the field, the 174 of Ethan Dotson has reeled in Brandon Shepard and Tyler Bruning. That is now a 3-car battle for the final transfer.
Goldman Farms 174, but out in front, the Langenfelder Mechanical number 10, Joseph Joyner. He'll go halfway, or 2 to go rather, coming up. Brandon Shepard second, Tyler Bruning runs in third, Ethan Dotson fourth. They are well ahead of the rest of the field. In fact, Joyner's a half a lap ahead of the tail end as we have 6 in the books. The lead is 3.1 seconds.
It's not bad.
Down the back straightaway as he heads to the Barrett's Performance. 1 lap to go as he comes out of turn 4. He's trying to win his first career Lucas Oil Late 100 Series A main event. If he wins this one, he'll start inside row 3. Battle for second.
Yeah, 3-car battle for second's going to come right down to the line. Joseph Joyner's got this one in hand, man. He's picking them up and putting them away, as you mentioned. Now nearly a 4-second advantage for the driver out of Milton, Florida. The battle for the transfers on the right side of your screen. Checkered flags out. Joyner's going to get the win in this one. Here comes the battle for the final transfer spot. Brandon Shepard and the 16 of Tyler Bruning are going to take it. Ethan Dotson on the outside looking in. He finishes 4th. 5th will go to Jonathan Davenport at the line. 6th is Chris Hawkins. 7th, Donald McIntosh. 8th will be Chad Tootin. So the 3rd and final transfer is going to be Tyler Bruning. 2nd goes to Brandon Shepard, and the winner of Earnhart Technologies, heat race number 3. Driver of the Hunt the Front, Base Racing Fuels, Langenfelder Mechanical Contractors, Drayton Paints, J. Dickens Powered Longhorn. It's going to be Joseph Joyner, a 10-time winner a year ago, been across 3 different divisions, 2nd of the Hunt the Front point standings, and he is going to make his way down to you, a first-time heat race winner with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series.
Yeah, and I especially enjoyed the nitrous-powered Crown Vic win he had last year. Actually, had a couple of them. He's only raced twice this year in an Enduro and a Crown Vic, and he didn't win either one of those. But tonight, from the 5th starting spot, Joseph Joyner is going to go after his first career Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series feature win, former National 100 winner. Joseph, I don't know if you realize how bad you made those other guys look, but you just won by a straightaway. How good is this car, and is this the night that you get your first Lucas Oil win?
Man, that'd be something else. It felt okay, but this place can lie to you. You know, like down there, I feel like I'm doing everything wrong just to keep it in the bottom. But I seen Jesse up here giving me the signals, and I figured it's all tech is going all tech. You know what I mean? It's slick as all get out, and trying to latch up on this end down here a little bit, and Wendell and the guys, they'll get after it and they'll make it right. But excited to get a heat race win here and be up front. It's cool to get up here with these guys and shake things up a little bit. So we'll take it.
How about Florida's own Joseph Joyner? He wins heat race number 3, presented by Earnhart Technologies Group. Up next, Simpson Race Products, heat 4 for the outside front row.
Maybe I hope those are Greg Deathridge optician's glasses he's wearing.
Maybe the best line of the night. All tech can lie to you, he said.
All right, Dustin, for the outside of the front row, the winner of this race will be Simpson Race Products heat number 4. It'll be your overall fast qualifier. It'll be Jimmy Owens, the number 20 out of Newport, Tennessee, and Tim McCready, the 39 out of Watertown, New York. 6 Lucas Oil titles in the front row.
Row number 2 on the inside. One of the drivers that, at least at this point, has declared his intentions to run for Rookie of the Year out of Hindman, Pennsylvania. Drake Troutman on his outside. In a World of Outlaws Rookie of the Year candidate, Cody Overton in the 97.
Tyler Irby's inside the top 10 of the points. Second, it'll count back on Tuesday night in Waverly, Texas. Tanner English in the Sean and Lisa Martin 96V BMF. He's out of Benton, Kentucky.
Dennis Erb Jr., former World of Outlaws champ in the 28, and Seth Zacharias, late model rookie out of Oswego, New York in the 17Z, make up the final row. They cross over the Nutrient Ag Solutions starting zone. Green flags out, and we're underway in Simpson Race Products heat race number 4.
Now McCready's going to go to that top shelf. He'll take it down the back straightaway in 39. Get those crumbs off there through the middle, through the top. We'll see how it goes here the rest of the night. Troutman tucks into the 3rd spot. English is going to try the outside, but Jimmy Owens, 80 career wins at the Lucas Oil Late 100 Series. That second all-time to Scott Bloomquist. He has had a fast hot rod over the last couple of weeks, trying to parlay it into a front row starting spot here tonight.
And again, you and I talked to Jimmy Owens in the pit area a little earlier and said he's been really, really good here in speed weeks. He just maybe doesn't quite have the finishes to show for it. He slipped up a little bit right there down in turns 3 and 4. You mentioned 80 career wins with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Well, let's not forget one of those wins came right here at Alltech just 2 years ago as well. As there's a good look at the Boom Test Well Service Reese Monument Company number 20 behind him. A battle for second starting to shape up.
Comes Drake Troutman in his own DTR. Drake Troutman Racing number 7 behind the Paler Motorsports 39 of Tim McCready. Down the main straightaway to the outside, trying to make it work as Cody Overton, the Dave Stein TriStar Promotions entry. Tyler Erb right there in 4th. Got to get into the top 3. If not, you'll have to come out of this first B main. Look at Cody Overton trying to make that top work. Sparks the wall down the back straightaway, Dustin.
Yeah, it's that same line that Mike Barler was running a couple heat races ago as well. And now the key is just trying to get that middle work. And look, he's maybe making it work. Loses a little bit of ground coming off the corner, but not as much. He's got a run. We'll see if Cody Overton is able to keep the momentum going up on the outside on the 97. There he goes. That's a battle for the transfer.
Wow, here he goes to the outside. He's around Erb. He's going to go around Troutman. These guys, 2 more heat races after this, may be looking at something. McCready may be in jeopardy for second. It's all Jimmy Owens. Almost a straightaway lead over Tim McCready. 3.2 seconds the advantage. Overton, Cody Overton. That wall's not very tall. It wouldn't take much to go out of the ballpark here as they go down the back straightaway, but he's giving it a run into 3. Again, Ryan Gustin's driven his car the last few years. Cody Overton for Dave Stein Motorsports out of Wisconsin. And here comes Overton, a run on McCready into 1, DJ.
There he goes. Going to go back to the high side, down in turns 1 and 2. McCready goes up a little bit right there, maybe trying to spoil the momentum. And here comes Cody Overton. Maybe you don't need to touch this racetrack, James. White flag is going to be out for your leader, Jimmy Owens, on the left side of your screen. But, James, this Barron's 1 to go sees Cody Overton. He started 4th. He fell back to 6th, and now he's worked his way up to 2nd.
He's going to stay there. He'll have to go to the UNO8 scales to make it official way up top side. But Jimmy Owens is going to lead from start to finish in that Kohler Motorsports 20 as he comes out of turn 4. He's on the front row here tonight at Alltech for the 4-time series champion. What a run for Cody Overton to 2nd, DJ.
He finishes in the 2nd spot. Tim McCready grabs that 3rd and final transfer spot ahead of Tyler Erb, Drake Troutman, Tanner English, Dennis Erb Jr., and Seth Zacharias. So 3rd and final transfer to Tim McCready, 2nd to Cody Overton. And there's your winner in the Kohler Motorsports Reese Monument Boom Test Well Service Ultimate Towing and Recovery Tim Short Auto Group sponsored number 20. The O Show 4-time series champion Jimmy Owens. Ben, down to you.
Jimmy Owens, 4 wins a year ago, got his first ever Schaefer's Oil Southern Nationals title, and the 4-time series champion will start outside front row here tonight. Pulls off the helmet. Jimmy, All-Star Performance Fast qualifier tonight, and you go out and you win the heat race going away. What kind of adjustments do you need out of this race car for tonight's main event?
And I don't know, the track's throwing everybody for a loop. You got something 1 minute, you got a different track the next. We just got to be lucky and get to make the right adjustments, and maybe we can bring home a victory tonight.
Jimmy Owens, he's working on the gun. The other night, guys, he was just going to eat a hot dog before the feature tonight. And they got him guessing. Maybe no hot dogs, but maybe $12,000 later tonight for Jimmy Owens. Lucas Oil Heat 5 rolling out of the pit area.
Yeah, he's not won a Lucas Oil race since June of 20. Last year we ended a streak of what, 15, 16 years in a row?
Straight years, yeah. He'd won a feature with us.
Yeah, last time he'd won was at Smoky Mountain back in June of 2022. All right, coming up next, DJ, it will be Lucas Oil Heat number 5. On the pole will be the 99 out of Dresden, Ohio. In the Big River Steel Double Down Motorsports entry, that'll be Devin Moran on the outside. In the Jeff Matthews Racing entry, he's out of Sonoma, Georgia. That is Ashton Winger in 12.
A runner-up finish at Ocala just a few nights ago. Jupiter, Florida's Clay Harrison, the 6th. And on his outside, out of Centerville, Pennsylvania, the Center Line Motorsports 111. It'll be Max Blair.
BMF 23, Corey Hedgecock out of Loudon, Tennessee. And on the outside, he sat on the front row of Ocala back on Wednesday night. That is Blair Nodorf out of Renner, South Dakota.
And your final 2 starters will be a pair of 4s, the Pink Panther, Bob Gardner in the 4G, and Green Lane, Pennsylvania's Danny Snyder in the 4S. Ben, If you can hear me, I'm curious. Did anybody see that top side coming other than Cody Overton that last heat race?
Well, our tech man, Canute, did. He just walked up to me. He said, man, how about Cody Overton on the top side? No, I don't think so, but I think Joseph Joyner said it best because he mentioned it was latching up on the bottom in 1 and 2. He goes, but all tech will lie to you. Well, guess where Cody Overton was making the most ground? On the top in 1 and 2. So we'll see how this one goes. DJ James, we've been here enough that we know all tech. Just when you got it figured out, it shocks everybody. Hopefully the best is yet to come here tonight.
We got rows so far tonight, Dustin, Ricky Thornton Jr. and Jimmy Owens, a pair of 20s here tonight. So the 5th heat coming up at the Nutrient Ag Solutions start zone. It's Devin Moran in 99 and Ashton Winger in 12.
Green flag is out as they pass through the Nutrient Ag Solutions starting zone. We're underway, and a Winger. He's going to try to go to that high side that propelled Cody Overton up some spots. They're 3 wide momentarily off corner number 2. Here comes Mad Max.
And that's better than the Dolphins did in the playoffs. Max on, I'm sorry. Here comes Blair. He may lead this lap at the line. It's Moran by half a car length into turn 1.
It's going to take maybe a lap or so for Ashton Winger to get that high side momentum rolling on the high down to in turns 1 and 2, and that may open up the door just off your screen for the 6 of Clay Harris. You got a battle for the transfer spot now. There's Harris in the 6, Winger in the 12, and Ben just said it just when you think you got all tech figured out. Here comes Clay Harris now back down to the inside of Winger in a battle for the transfer.
Clay Harris led 10 laps on Wednesday night at Ocala down the back straightaway. Winger's going to have a run. Then it's Hedgecock at 23. Meanwhile, it's Moran. It was 0.6 of a second last time around. Max Blair trying to get hold of the 111. Winger up top, down low. Harris, good battle back here. Then Hedgecock and Nodorf.
That's how they run right now as we keep it glued to the battle for the transfer spot. Winger trying to get that high side momentum going this time by crossed flags will be shown to the field. 4 laps down, 4 laps to go, and it's Devin Moran by a postcard out front over Max Blair. Clay Harris hanging on to the 3rd spot, but Ashton Winger pedaling hard up top.
1.3 seconds the advantage for the Big River Steel C&W Trucking Lazy Days RV 99. Devin Moran comes in night 4th in the series points, looking for his first series win of the year. Down the main straightaway, pulling away a little bit from Blair. Clay Harris still 3rd in car 6, trying to go 5 for 5 in the Lucas Oil Speed Weeks.
You know, off your screen, I see, I'm looking down in turns 1 and 2, and I see Ashton Winger still trying the high side. I see Corey Hedgecock going to the high side as well. Blair Nodorf drifts up there. And it's funny, man, because Cody Overton had a line to his liking in that last heat race and just made up wholesale ground. Again, he fell back to 6th and worked his way back up to 2nd. In this heat race, though, it seems like that high line isn't there, whether it be the racetrack or the setup on these race cars or what. I'm not too sure. Maybe this thing isn't taking just a tad of rubber down in the middle of turns 1 and 2 as well. The parents 1 to go. White flags out. Final time around for your race leader, Devin Moran.
The Double Downs Motorsports 99. He wins this race. He will start outside row number 2 or down the back straightaway. Max Blair is solid 2nd. Last year's O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year. They finished that way, go to the UNO8 scales. They're in the show tonight. Devin Moran will take the checkered flag. 3rd will be Max Blair. Clay Harris DJ is going to go 5 for 5.
Yes, Max Blair 2nd, then Clay Harris 3rd. Yes, Harris grabs that final transfer spot. Ashton Winger on the outside looking in. He'll finish 4th. Corey Hedgecock 5th. Blair Nodorf 6th. Bob Gardner 7th. And Danny Snyder rounds out the field in 8th. So that's a wrap on Lucas Oil Products Heat Race number 6, picking up the win. That driver, he's going to roll down and grab a word with Ben Shelton. He's in the Double Down Motorsports Lazy Days RV Big River Steel C&W Trucking Red Oak Pub Car Source Auto sponsored number 99. Rayland, Ohio's Chuck Kimball turning the wrenches on the Roger Sellers Racing entry. For that man, Devin Moran, he gets a win, and he is going to roll down to Lucas Oil Products Veland Victory Lane and grab a word with Ben Shelton.
Devin Moran brings the Double Down Motorsports Big River Steel number 99 down, an 8-time career winner with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, 2nd in the standings last year after a thrilling battle with Hudson O'Neal on the last lap there at Eldora. And of course, last year's Show Me 100 winner was Devin Moran. As he pulls off the gloves when we will talk about Lucas Oil Heat 5 as Lucas Oil Heat Race 6 rolls out to the Speedway. And Devin, you picked up the win. Everybody's kind of scratching their head about this racetrack tonight. I'll get your perspective. What did you feel out there in this 99?
Now it's starting to rubber around the bottom, so I know it might be a late night, but hopefully Wendell and the guys, they figure out a way to tickle a little bit and get some water on it. If not, it's going to be a snooze fest. But hopefully we can do something. Just want to thank Roger Sellers and Double Down Motorsports, Longhorn Chassis, C&W Trucking, Big River Steel, and we'll see what we can do from third.
Ohio's Devin Moran wins Lucas Oil Heat Race number 5. Guys, the final heat of the night sits on the back straightaway.
It'll be Lucas Oil Products Heat Race number 6. Again, 8 laps in distance, top 3. Transfer to tonight's 40-lap main event. Here's your starting lineup. The pole sitter is going to be the defending series champ out of Martinsville, Indiana, and Rocket One. That's the new deal, Hudson O'Neal. On his outside from the Sunshine State, out of Brandon, Florida, the 40B is Kyle Bronson.
In the Cooney Motorsports 19R out of Marshalltown, Iowa, it'll be Ryan Gustin. On the outside, runner third place the other night on the Big River Steel podium at Ocala. That is Brian Shirley. 13th in the points. He's out of Chatham, Illinois.
One of Georgia's racing, Austin Smith, starts inside row number 5. This will be Rome, Georgia's Austin Smith in the 11. On his outside, the 4-time series champ out of Jacksonville, Florida, the Hurricane Earl Pearson Jr.
Brian Booz, the veteran out of Greencastle, PA in the B2, and Trey Mills, the 14 junior out of St. Augustine, Florida. Lucas Oil Heat number 6. Winner starts outside of row number 3. 6-0. Fours. Heat's coming up next at the Nutridex Solutions start zone. Here we go.
Boy, a great start on the bottom by Hudson O'Neal. Not as good for Kyle Bronson on the outside. That'll allow Ryan Gustin to move into second. Gustin immediately, imagine that, goes to the top side of the racetrack to try to give chase to your race leader, Hudson O'Neal. They stack up nearly 3 wide behind them. Here they come, side by side momentarily for the lead off corner number 4. Give it to Hudson O'Neal after 1 lap.
Makes you wonder, don't it? I mean, as they go into 1, watch Gustin here. He'll take that up down the top side. Into the concrete at turn number 2, and he's off the pace. And Ryan Gustin got too close to the wall, and the Dave Warren Power Sports caution flies here in heat number 6 with 1 in the books, DJ.
Man, that's a tough break because you felt like, again, if he could hit his marks, that if he could hit his marks, he might have something up there, but the driver of the Niederman Construction, Allen Seamless Gutters May Properties, Todd Cooney Racing 19R, has mechanical issues, and we'll take a look at the instant replay and see what happened.
Well, hard contact in there. Dave Warren Power Sports, again, make sure you register to win. We're going to give away a Segway side by side a UT10 at Eldora at the Dirt Track World Championship race. You need to go to Dave Warren Segway, SEGWAY.com to register. Again, Dave Warren, WARREN, Segway.com. Make sure you register. And that is a nice piece of equipment there. 2024 Segway UT10 side by side. Again, Dave Warren Segway.com. So 1 lap in the books. O'Neal will be out in front, and Bronson and Shirley there, 2 good friends. They're going to be running second and third. Then Austin Smith, Booz Pearson, and Trey Mills. So Ryan Gustin, his first year driving for Des Moines, Iowa driver Todd Cooney.
Pair of Hawkeye State drivers.
Pair of Hawkeyes, yep.
Yeah. The second most famous Hawkeyes behind Caitlin Clark.
Yes. You Buckeyes about took her out there a few weeks ago, didn't you?
You know what?
I know. You see all kinds. It's just one of those things. So.
If you're a fan running on the court holding a cell phone,
right?
I mean, that's a whole other issue in my opinion. That's just me. I mean, you're not looking. You're running with a cell phone. What are we doing? What are we doing?
Why are we still storming the court? I don't.
Yeah. I mean, I thought that ended like 10 years ago. Apparently not. It's like standing up when the plane lands. Just sit out.
South
Carolina, you're not getting off any
beat
sooner.
Beat Kentucky a few weeks ago, and the SEC fined them $100,000 for storming the court. Well, they go on a football field and they'll throw the goalpost into some pond. and it's okay,
Well,
right?
okay, let's be fair. It was a river, and DJ stormed the court at a women's volleyball game a few weeks ago.
Did you really?
So.
No, because I'm too busy. I'm too busy calling the shots from the grandstands at women's volleyball games.
James, we'll tell the story some other day. He called an inadvertent timeout at his wife's game that she was coaching.
What?
And they thought he was a coach, and they awarded the timeout.
That's
and
possible.
we're just glad DJ's still here with us because she just about ended him.
And there's a lot of times I should have died over the course of the last several months.
You were not yelling at the officials
between the strep,
the volleyball officials.
No, between the strep and that volleyball match, it's a wonder I'm still around. Well, we've lost a couple cars. We are now down to a 6-car heat race with 7 laps to go. It's going to be Hudson O'Neal leading the race. Tough break for Ryan Gustin. That will, though, reshuffle your top 3 and put good friends Kyle Bronson and Brian Shirley right now in transfer positions as they hit the Nutrient Ag Solutions restart zone. And the 6th and final Lucas Oil Products heat race is back underway.
Pearson tries to squeeze in on the bottom. Now Brian Shirley's going to try that top shelf down the back straightaway. Here comes the 3S on the outside of Bronson. They're going to go side by side into turn 3. O'Neal still out in front. Tell you what, Brian Shirley's had a good hot rod. As they come out of turn 4, they're still at it side by side, and Bronson's going to have it by a car length with 2 in the books.
Hard to believe, James. Brian Shirley still has never won an official Lucas Oil sanctioned late model race. He got a win at Knoxville way back early on when the event, in the first couple years of the event, but it was not sanctioned by the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. So hard to believe the Chatham, Illinois driver and everything that he's accomplished in his career, and an unbelievably talented driver in that Bob Cullen Racing entry, still searching for his first Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series win.
Tell you what, he's gotten around Bronson. Will he have anything for O'Neal? It's 1.3 seconds down the back straightaway. A pair of rockets, first and second. Shirley started this Speed Weeks in the Team Zero car. Here comes O'Neal, Shirley, Kyle Bronson right now in fourth. How about Brian Booz trying to make it to the show? EPJ trying to get him. Whoa, Shirley way up top. Gets it straightened back out. Did not gain much that time around as we'll go with 3 laps to go. And the Valvoline Swayburn Calf Ranch's number 1 of 2-time winner this year in the Lucas Oil Series, Hudson O'Neal into turn 1.
Yeah, Brian Booz there, a good look at him in the B2. The Greencastle, Pennsylvania driver got his first win last year in 4 seasons, and that came at Bedford Speedway. And it was not too long after that, just a few weeks after that, the untimely passing of his good friend and engine builder, Fred Jones. Still has that Fred Jones power plant underneath the hood of the B2. Right now, he finds himself 1 spot out of a transfer in 4th. And there's a good look at that gap that Brian Shirley's been able to close here the last couple laps on Hudson O'Neal, James. They're coming around this time, though, to the Barron's 1 to go.
He cut 10 seconds up, but he's going to run out of time and run out of laps. Still a solid second, a good starting spot. In tonight's 50-lap A-main, O'Neal, Shirley, Bronson. And again, they still have to go to the UN08 scales to make it official. And Hudson O'Neal down the back straightaway.
Hudson O'Neal down the back straightaway for the final time as he's going to wheel the rocket 1 through turns 3 and 4. Take a look at the checkered flag, and he'll take it. A winner here in Lucas Oil Products Heat Race number 6 is the New Deal Hudson O'Neal. Brian Shirley finishes 2nd. Kyle Bronson will take that 3rd and final transfer spot ahead of Brian Booz, Earl Pearson Jr., Austin Smith, Ryan Gustin credited with 7th, and Trey Mills credited with 8th. So Bronson finishes 3rd, excuse me.
Bronson.
Yes, thank you. Brian Shirley is 2nd, and there is the winner of Lucas Oil Products Heat Race number 6 in the Valvoline Swayburn Calf Ranches, O'Neal Salvage, Gunners Honey, Ace Metalworks, Wheeler Metals, WR1 Sim sponsored. Number 1, it's going to be the New Deal Hudson O'Neal, defending series champion, former series rookie of the year, and already a 3-time winner here in 2024. Ben, he's going to roll off 6th in tonight's A-main, seeking his 4th win of the season.
Well, a year ago, he finished 6th in this race. I should say the Saturday. Friday night was rained out. He got his first ever win at Golden Isle Speedway last weekend. He picked up his first win at Bubba Race, now Ocala Speedway, on Wednesday. Can tonight get his first ever win here at All Tech Raceway? Pulls off the helmet. Well, Hudson, we talked about it. First win at Golden Isles last week. First win at Ocala this week. Tonight, can you get your first win here at All Tech?
I hope so, man. Start 6th. Hopefully they'll work on the racetrack a little bit, and we can run all over it and have a good race. So feel pretty good. Like I said, hopefully the racetrack, they give us a little different racetrack, and maybe we'll drive from 6th and get another first here tonight.
Hudson O'Neal, he wins heat race number 6, presented by Lucas Oil. Guys, if he could win tonight, that would be 6 different Lucas winners in 6 events here. Heat races in the books for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. 604 heats up next.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. The Jet Concrete Works 604 Late Model Division Heat Race number 1. The lineup looks like this. Starting on the front row out of Lake Park, Georgia, Colton Troyer. To his outside, Jeremy Steele.
Row number 2 out of